the fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I
you.
will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like he wasn't a bad guy, as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
You fucking smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Oh yeah, baby, we're back on another Tuesday night. First show ever. We're going live across all platforms. So we want to welcome in our new listeners. We want to welcome in our new viewers, all the new people that are coming in at us from Twitch and YouTube Live, as well as New Bedford Guide. We might have a little issue with some of the with the Row 1 Seat 1 page for some reason.
I wish there was somewhere I could go that has all the comments just like flood through it. You can probably have something like that, but I can't do shit.
It won't let me cross post to for some reason Row 1 Seat 1 won't let me cross post to our own page, which is really searing my Nesbins right now.
Sick. That's always good.
But it's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. So if you are watching on anything else, just feel free to go ahead and just watch us over on New Bedford Guide. I'm going to see if I can actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just share it. I'll share it on my own personal page to Row 1 Seat 1, and then we'll get it on there that way. That way we can make this work. Because I don't want our Row 1 Seat 1 people to not know where to find us.
Well, yeah, you got to spread it across evenly, bro. You got to make it happen on all the platforms. But the software glitches tonight obviously don't help. But
You don't know.
well, I'm just saying, damn computers and their problems. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it is what it is. We'll get it up and running.
It do what it do.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, welcome to Row 1 Seat 1. This is a first time caller, long time caller. You heard what I said.
Okay, there we go. We should be good now. I would assume. I think we're good now. Listen, if you're looking for it, Row 1 Seat 1, I tagged it on my own page. It's on my own thing, so everybody can find it there. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, Row 1 Seat 1, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide on Facebook Live, on Row 1 Seat 1 on Twitch and YouTube as well. It has been a long time coming. We have finally pulled the trigger to get us all live across all the platforms that we're on.
I love it.
We will probably end up adding in TikTok or something else, or Instagram Live and Twitter as it goes along too. So just stay with us. But you can find us now on all those. All the links are in the description. So if you want to give us a subscription on any of those platforms, we greatly appreciate it.
Especially YouTube right now.
YouTube is very sensitive to us right now.
And then I think, since we're brand new to Twitch, I think you can subscribe on Twitch, because if you have Amazon Prime and you subscribe to us on Twitch, you get everything ad-free as well. So that way, Twitch is run by Amazon. If you have anything go through, because I think Twitch will put out like ads every 25 or 30 minutes, like for like 3, 4, 5, 6 ads in a row. And if you want to skip those, if you sub to us with your Amazon Prime, which is free if you have Amazon Prime, then it lets you skip ads, and we get a smidgen kickback on that.
Okay, and I should be able to see the comments now too.
Yo, what? How did the video for me just go straight up to you racing?
I have no idea.
No, just me. It's you in the car just getting wrecked.
What the hell is that? Is that on Twitch?
Yeah.
You must have clicked a different video.
Fuck.
You clicked on a different video.
God damn it. Alright, don't listen to me then. I'm like, Joseph, what are you doing? Joey's like, it's not me, it's you.
Anyway, all right. So yeah,
So welcome. Happy
yes, yeah,
Tuesday
so
night. It's
thank you.
October.
October 1-5, October 15th. We are halfway through October. We are 3 weeks away from the election. We will not have a show election night. I'm going to be doing a different podcast that night. I don't know if it'll be a full-blown, 7-hour banger from the election night, but the adult table will be live. So me and Travis will be going live on Tuesday night. We're not going to do one because we'll be way too distracted to talk about sports.
We're not live on Facebook right now.
We're on New Bedford Guide. We're not on Row 1 Seat 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, the row one seat one feed is not working right now for some reason. It won't let me cross post over to it. I don't know why, but I'll get that ironed out next week and we'll figure it out. This is all a little bit of trial by fire for us, so just bear with us. But please, thank you for joining us. So we won't be live on election night. We'll take that night off. We could do the show Wednesday night that week. I do have that Wednesday off.
Wednesdays are rough.
Or we could do it Monday if you guys want. So whatever. Stay tuned, but give us a subscription on all 3 of those platforms. That way you don't miss anything in terms of when we're going to be going live. But tonight we do have a lot of sports stuff to get into. We'll keep the politics to a minimum tonight. Just a minimum. Just a minimum. There might be, I might get hungry.
Some jabs.
I might get hungry and want a word salad from Kamala at some point. So
2 weeks from today is the vote, no?
3.
3 weeks from today?
3 weeks.
Isn't it November 2nd or 4th?
5th.
Is it?
Yeah.
God damn.
November 5th. 3 weeks from today. So we've got 21 days. 21 days, ladies and gentlemen. 21 days to save America. But before that, we got sports stuff to talk about. We've got the Jets making moves, the Bills making moves. We've got Week 6 in the books. We've got a major playoff shakeup in NASCAR, unprecedented shakeup in NASCAR. We've got MLB playoffs rolling right along as the ALCS Game 2 is underway right now. Paul, live score check, 3-0 still, Yankees.
Still 3-0 Yankees. Yeah.
Yankees.
Can we get
It
an
is
update?
end of the 4th right now.
What's going on in the NL?
It's tied 1-1. They play tomorrow night.
Yeah, Mets won.
Mets won last night.
Okay, so it's 1-1.
So we've had 2 kind of meh games in the NL. I think the Dodgers won 9-3 game 1 or 9-0 game 1, and then
Yeah, it was something like that.
yeah, it was 9-0, and then last night was 7-3
7-3.
for the Mets. So who are you guys rooting for?
Mets.
Mets.
You going Mets
100%.
you going all in on the Mets?
I want the Grimace explosion.
I don't know where Grimace came from.
I don't either, but I love it.
It's hysterical. People are showing up in full Grimace gear, which, by the way, major security concern for me, as the guards are just after you, sir. That's a thick costume, and everyone's just they wave a wand in front of them, and they're like, you're good. You could store a lot of stuff inside that Grimace costume.
You sure could. You sure could.
And there's multiple Grimaces showing up to the
It's like that
stadium.
video of the guy, the old dude, when he's checking people, and he's just he just floats over.
Yeah,
It's
just
like,
doing-
yeah, Grimace, yeah,
Yeah.
see you the fuck later.
He's doing the standard DOC pat. Yeah, sure.
fucking right.
Maybe looking for the camera.
But you know what I like about the Mets after not doing anything else to the Mets all season? They're making the game fun. They have the closer come out, the trumpet plays, and that whole experience. The stadium lights up. They're adding a lot of the Savannah Bananas into them. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
They're making it a cool experience.
They're a fun team.
No,
Which is
not just
what
about
Joey,
that.
which was what we've been talking about for years.
No,
in the
winning
MLB.
is obviously fun, no matter who the hell is winning. You're
course.
having fun. But if you can add to the fun to it, lighting, music, having something stupid like Grimace.
Strobes, shit.
You know what I mean? That's fun. Instead of having a hot dog race around the outer track, I don't give a shit about that. It's been done since 1902. I don't care.
See, I like the presidents and their racing. I like the hot dog racing. I like all that
That's
shit.
fine, but do more
That
than just
that
that.
seventh inning stretch shit is fun, dude. Come on.
Red Sox.
We love that stuff.
Again,
The
I'm
Red Sox
so
don't do anything
detached
because
from the
they're
Red
so
Sox.
boring and so lame.
They're bringing out Neil Diamond from the grave and having him out there on a puppet string.
He's just
Miami, that shit.
he's just so old. He's like, sweet.
Yeah, I guess you can call me a Red Sox.
Why is
fan,
it?
that's what
Why is it? And you guys know how I feel. And I know this is a little bit of a side, but why do they sing "Sweet Caroline" at the London games for the NFL? What the fuck is that?
I
Why?
think they just enjoy it in England.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? If I needed any more fucking reason to hate the fucking NFL London games, that right there is enough.
They sing a lot of shit, to be honest with you, though. They sing the whole game.
There's only one little Toby, one little Toby.
damn it.
I don't think they sing that. But they, English and European crowds,
Sure,
very
fuck after
animated.
the boozer then.
Well, they would be afraid to tell you that.
Fuck off to the big. Yeah, I love that guy.
That
He's
fucking guy is
hilarious.
awesome. But anyway, 774-992-8702. I'm rooting for the Mets as well. If you want to give us a phone call, that's the phone number. We do take live calls for those of us that might be tuning in for the first time. Yes, Sean, you're right. Wow, this is great. I can see the comments. This is awesome. Yes, go Falcons. Love that. Love that, Shelly. Sean, yes, all international games are trash. I fucking hate them. I've been on record since day one saying I hate them. Never liked them. Never wanted them. Don't want them anymore.
I, too, do not want the NFL to go to Europe. You know it's happening. It's 100% going to happen. I'm saying the games to watch them are just dog shit. They're terrible. But, eventually, like, I like kind of like the crowds. The crowds getting, like, all into it and stuff like that. The crowds, I think, are a cool experience. But the times waking up at 9 a.m., watching the Jaguars versus the Patriots coming up, that is going to be horrific for me to watch. It's like watching a car accident.
Terrible fucking game that's going to be.
Imagine you spend all your money. Remember this time last year, they were like the Colts versus the Patriots.
Oh, it sucked.
Brady versus Manning. Those guys are long retired people.
Right.
But that was the poster.
And Thursday Night Football is not much better.
No,
Thursday Night Football's ass. I mean, think about how shitty the Broncos and the Saints have to be. Like that for the graphic they did for the game. They have Cam Jordan, who has 0 sacks on the year. All right, the Saints' longtime defensive end, 0 sacks. He doesn't have an interception though. And Sean Payton. It's like, really? We couldn't put Pat Surtain or Bo Nix.
And like Alvin Kamara.
I know it's Sean Payton's return to New Orleans and like, oh cool, like all that shit, but like, really? This is the best we could fucking do? Like, when it was like the Broncos AFC Championship, they had like fucking 100-foot picture banners made of like Von Miller and Peyton Manning, and you're like, yes, Paul was there. You're like, that's fucking cool. It's like you're walking into the Coliseum and you're going to witness somebody die. You're like, fuck yeah.
Like larger than life.
Instead, we got a fucking defensive end who's on like his 18th season and a head coach. Like, cool, good job NFL. Like, real good job with the PR shit there. But we'll get into the NFL as the show trugs along. We're gonna do trugs. If it isn't,
it is now.
It is now. Fuck you. Alright, I'm a lyrical motherfucking genius. Alright, I'm a lyrical wordsmith, motherfucking genius, voice of a generation. I'm like the white Kanye West.
Get trugged.
Get trugged. Get trunk, bitch. We'll get into that. We'll get into the trades. A couple of big trades already went down today. The Jaguars started off the party actually yesterday, I believe it was, or maybe it was early this morning. My days kind of blurring together. Yeah, they traded a longtime defensive tackle away to, where did he go, Sean?
Say it again.
The Jags defensive tackle, a defensive end that they traded yesterday.
Who did they trade yesterday? I didn't know they traded someone yesterday.
Fuck off. Come on, you guys supposed to be on this show.
No, they traded the defensive end yesterday? No.
Oh my God, am I the only one that cares about this show?
I didn't see anything about that.
Jacksonville.
You guys just show up on Tuesday.
Barely gets
news.
Oh, kiss my ass.
Unbelievable. That's why I don't pay you.
Dude, Roy Robinson Harris, come on.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's like a mid guy.
But he was the first guy to get traded.
He went to the Seahawks.
That's
why no one heard of it. I was like, oh my God, did they trade like Josh Allen or Josh Hines Allen? No, they traded Roy Robertson Harris.
Well, no, but it's all right. So we'll start there with the Jags because it's a big deal because the Jags are in an absolute free fall right now. They've got, I mean, my Trevor Lawrence for MVP pick. I don't think I've ever whiffed this hard on an MVP pick. Like, usually I'm like, oh, the guy got hurt. It wasn't his fault. Like, damn, that sucks, but whatever.
Right.
No, the whole team is bad.
There's just not even this isn't even fucking close. Doug Peterson is going to get fired. He's going to be the next one out. We thought for sure he was going to be the first one, but Aaron Rodgers had other ideas. He was like, Robert Saleh, you're fired. He decided to kick his ass out. Then Doug Peterson's got to be next. I mean, if Cincinnati can't pull their shit together, that's a possibility. We went over this a couple of weeks ago.
This was Cincinnati's year. Everything fell together. They have all their pieces for that. This last year, this is like the last hurrah. And if they don't win it this year, they don't even get close to winning it, that dude's gone. What is it, Zach, right? No, it's not Zach. It's the offensive coordinator there.
Zach Taylor.
It is Zach Taylor?
I was going to say that, but I'm like, that sounds too generic. Like,
no, it's him.
No, it's him. So you've got coaches that their seats are getting warmer by the second. But we thought Doug Peterson was going to be out. He's not. But it's a big deal. That trade was a big deal because that clearly signals that the Jags are going to be sellers. And I'm on record 2 years ago saying that I liked the direction the Jaguars were headed. They drafted that kid the defensive end. He was drafted 2-3 years ago now?
3 now? I think this is 3rd year.
He was a good player coming out. They went out and signed a couple of guys. They got the linebacker from Philadelphia that I really liked, whose name escapes me. They went and got Christian Kirk. I know you hated the deal, but it's still not a bad deal financially when you look at it in the grand scheme of things.
Not anymore.
And the reason why it's a big deal is because now the Jags are a seller. They're going to start selling off pieces. And as the resident Broncos fan here who desperately needs a wide receiver, Christian Kirk might be available for a pretty cheap price. So this is a big deal. When bad teams start selling before the deadline, good things can happen if you're one of those meddling teams that are kind of like stuck in neutral a little bit, which is where the Broncos offense has been for every game except one all year. So they need somebody else on the outside. They need some weapons. They need a running back. They need a wide receiver. They need a tight end.
Cam Akers got traded. I can't believe he got traded for nothing.
Well, the thing is, dude, is like, look at what so let's go right to the Devontae Adams trade, because that was obviously the big one of the week, so far.
Yep.
What do you go for? A third round pick that could potentially turn into a second?
Depending on playing time.
Depending on performance incentives?
Yes.
That is what you give up to get a wide receiver. Not a first round pick, Jerry Jones.
Or 2.
You fucking idiot. Do you remember the fights that we had with people on this show?
Yes.
Trying to defend the Cowboys for trading 2 firsts for Amari fucking Cooper?
Yes.
What did he go to the Bills for?
Amari Cooper, a 4th.
Was it a 4th round pick?
Hold on, because when it was announced, they didn't say it exactly then. But I'm going to find out. So let's keep talking about it. I'll tell you the exact amount.
You don't give up big draft capital for wide receivers. It doesn't make sense. It's never made sense. It will never make sense. They don't win you Super Bowls. They can help, but there's no one's going to look at this like, listen, is Devontae Adams? Does anybody think Devontae Adams is putting the Jets over the top right now?
No, absolutely not.
No. Does anybody think that Devontae Adams is going to be the piece to right the ship in New York? No. Is he going to be better? Is he going to be better than what they had? Yeah, of course it is. But they're still a rudderless ship with no head coach. They took away the play calling from Nathaniel Hackett again because he's so fucking bad at it. He was so bad as a head coach that he had to give it away, and now he's been so bad as an offensive coordinator they had to take it away from him in that role. So the Jets are just an abject fucking disaster. Now, could Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams get on the same page? If Devontae Adams is playing last night, though, do you think they beat the Bills? Probably. Probably.
Okay, I don't know, because if you watch that game, I don't think having Devontae Adams would have changed anything in that game, because I think the plays they called and where they ended up was probably going to be about the same, minus 5 or 10 yards. Kicker kind of ruined it for them all night.
But I'm just saying, I think there was a third down there, or a big play waiting to happen that Garrett Wilson, he gets blanketed or doubled, and they don't really have any. Like, Alan Lazard ain't getting open anymore, bro. This isn't, 5 years ago.
Yeah, so officially the trade was the Bills sent a 3rd and a conditional 2026 7th for Cooper and a 5th round pick.
Okay, so you just kind of little pick swap.
So kind of like almost like a 4th round pick.
Player. Yeah, so again, minimal price tag.
Cheap,
because that's what these guys should be coming at in terms of price. Phrasing.
What number was Dallas's pick that year that they gave that first round?
God,
2018, 19? What year was it? What year did we go to Miami?
20.
No. What year did we go to Barbados when we stopped in Fort Lauderdale for the 2 nights?
19.
So it was 19?
No, 18.
18. The legend, right?
Yeah. So 6 years
Palatroni, the legend.
Yeah.
So Amari Cooper, because we watched Saints Cowboys in the hotel that night before we left on Thursday night when we first got there. So that was 18. So that I believe was the year that they traded him to Dallas.
Right.
And it made no fucking sense to give up 2 first-round picks to do it. None. It was one of the worst. Like, I know that we were going to shit on the Deshaun Watson deal and that trade and everything, and the Russell Wilson trade was up this now, the worst. But like, at least for a quarterback, you can justify selling the farm for a quarterback if you believe he's going to be the guy to turn your franchise around. Amari Cooper was not turning around the Dallas fucking Cowboys.
No.
All right? Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin could go back jump in a time capsule right now and come back as fucking 3-year vets, and they ain't turning the Cowboys
They
around.
can go back, get Jesus, bring him back, and they still ain't fucking doing it.
It ain't happening. The Cowboys are just a fucking gutter trash of a fucking
Oh
organization.
my god, what a horrible display of football.
And I'm tired of the Dak hate. We'll get into the Cowboys
I'm
after.
tired of the Dak hate.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get into that in a little bit. But Devontae to the Jets,
Does nothing for me.
listen, I think it's going to do good things for their offense, but I don't know how many wins it's going to translate to. 1, maybe 2. And is that going to be enough at 2-4 to get you into the playoffs as a wild card? Because now you're 2 games behind the Bills. You know what I mean? You're sitting at 2-4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not. Obviously, they're a very poorly coached outfit. They're very talented, but very poorly coached. You know, that Robert Saleh stink is going to stay with them for another year.
Belichick was. You watch, obviously.
I did watch the Manning cast last night.
Belichick, not happy with that move. Belichick is like, doesn't make sense what they're doing right then and there.
It really doesn't. But
he had to take a shot at ownership.
Yep.
He's like, wash, rinse, repeat. He goes, that's why for the last decade they barely won 30% of their games.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what their record is.
listen, I could listen to Bill Belichick talk football forever. I don't even bother with the regular broadcast anymore. I just go right to the Manning cast and I sit downstairs and like I work on my little models or I play Beirut or I throw darts and I just listen to Bill, Peyton, and Eli talk.
Give me Aikman and Buck.
Fuck that shit.
What are you, Big Cat and PFT, who have like a love infatuation with those two guys?
No,
they
actually,
love those two
they're
guys.
not even my favorite dudes.
No, I know.
I just like listening to the guy. Like, I love Collinsworth and Al Michaels.
To Sean in the chat's point, I think there's multiple players that are worth multiple first-round picks, but they're all quarterbacks.
I would even say some defensive and offensive lineman might be a first-round pick, depending on the situation and what.
Well, I
team it
mean,
is.
yeah, if you're getting like a third-year offensive tackle who's already made 2 All-Pro teams.
And I disagree with you. There's only one player in the league that's only worth 2 first-round picks. Mahomes only, absolutely not. If you tell some quarterback-desperate team, hey, you can have Josh Allen for 2 first-round picks, they're jumping all over it.
I'd take Josh Allen. I'd take Mahomes. 2 first-round picks. I'd take Joey Burrow.
I bet somebody would take Lamar.
Somebody would definitely take Lamar for 2 first-round picks.
No, they had the opportunity this offseason for a first and a third. You could have had Lamar Jackson with the transition tag, and no team wanted him.
So he just didn't make the cut then.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you're right. I forgot about that.
Nobody wanted Lamar for 1 and a third.
But I feel like somebody stupid who is that, like the Raiders would be dumb enough to do it.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, the Browns.
The Jaguars
The Browns would definitely.
I was the person banging the table, and now I have multiple Miami fans who. A couple weeks ago, I made some comments and said Miami fans owe me an apology. Several people have said, you were right, we're wrong, sorry, like you're right. Lamar Jackson should have been a Dolphin. The Dolphins should have went hard-pressed after Lamar Jackson instead of Tua. Yeah. He would have had that team in a much better setting situation. Not saying winning, but Miami is also just an abysmal organization to play for right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like one bad thing goes wrong, and it's just like it's all over.
Right.
So
I think Joe Burrow would have gotten 2 first if he was coming off his rookie season.
I think Joe Burrow would still get 2 first.
Is the audio echoey at all? Can anybody hear that?
It sounds pretty crisp, to be honest with you.
It does?
It is echoey.
It is echoey.
On the other side. Oh, shit. Is it?
That's what I'm saying.
People probably like,
All right, try it now. Listen to it now so we see.
On the other side. Oh, shit.
Hold on. Keep going.
Yeah, because it's got a little delay.
It's fine now.
Now it's fine. Okay. I was like, I'm looking at this and I'm like,
sorry.
I'm like, why is there a fucking red bar going where it shouldn't, like another audio bar going where it shouldn't be? Sorry about that.
Oh, please. Hey, if anything like that happened, just toss in the chat. Just be like, hey, asshole. Like, isn't that going something like that?
If
Please.
you're listening or watching,
Please make fun of us. You're not going to get banned.
along.
Yeah. Just tell us to fix that shit. What?
I forgot to do the
Mixler? Jesus, dude.
But hey, listen. If anything happens and that shit like that, make fun of us. We're not going to ban you for that.
Right.
Even that crazy person that tried throwing a bunch of crazy things like a month and a half ago, like we didn't even ban that guy. The guy banned himself. Goodbye, everybody. My mom put me up to this. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they had to tell it ended, whatever it was.
So anyway, Devontae Adams to the Jets. It doesn't really move it for me. Amari Cooper to the Bills, though.
That's better for Buffalo than
really like that because Josh Allen is
dying.
Is on a heater right now. Like he is doing everything he can. He needs some help. And
anything.
They don't have a tight end. I mean, has tight end just gone extinct in the NFL?
Well,
like,
they have Dawson Knox, who is a good player, but they can't use him.
But what tight end is playing well right now?
Laporta, that's it.
Sam Laporta.
And even he's way down in production.
Mark Andrews died. I don't even play
Travis
him anymore.
Kelce? Who the fuck is he?
Travis Kelce is double-teamed, and he's just like... Travis Kelce, I feel, is like he starts... ball gets hiked. If he's double covered, he automatically is like, it's off. Like,
I mean, Kyle Pitts is he's just decided to tell my fantasy team to go fuck myself, which most players on my team have done for me all year anyway. But
maybe Kittle.
There.
Can we look up Kittle?
Kittle, yeah, Kittle's pretty good.
While we're talking about this, I'm gonna look up just the tight end things just right now.
Well, it's Kelsey, Kittle, Laporta, and Andrews. All 1, 2, 3, 4 as far as top tight ends right now in the league.
No.
Based on what?
Stats. That's who are you asking though? Are you asking like Google or AI?
I'm quick searching it.
Yeah, that's not. No, we don't want that.
No,
I don't care about their
stats.
preseason fantasy rankings.
Oh, that's not what it is. But
these are the best tight ends in the league. Yeah, no kidding. They're the only because here's the 4 names at tight end that you know.
It was just Pro
Sam
Football
Laporta.
Focus. That's what it was.
Pro Football Focus sucks. You know what I love about Pro Football Focus is everybody treats them like they're the fucking gospel, and I'm like, oh, you mean the Pro Football Focus that said that the Denver Broncos were going to have the 32nd ranked defense in the league this year?
I'm so
They said they were going to.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
Well, that's a prediction that can go wrong.
I didn't. think of this.
but to be completely wrong from like the best defense in the league to the worst, that's pretty bad.
Let's put this: number 1, George Kittle. So we nailed it.
Yeah.
How did I fucking forget Brock Bowers as number 2? He's killing it as a rookie.
Yeah, he had that one good drive against the Broncos though, of 70 yards and a touchdown.
3 weeks. He's up to. He has 46 targets, 37 receptions, and 385 yards.
You know why? Shitty quarterbacks.
There you
Safety
go.
blanket, and they have no receivers.
Cole Kmet is 3rd with 289 yards on 30 receptions. That's it. Those are the top 3.
Who's playing for who's the Vikes tight end right now?
It's a backup right now until what's his name comes back.
The
guy that was in Detroit.
Not Hutchinson.
Rest in peace.
Fuck.
I can't think of his name at all.
I should know this, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the tight end position I feel like is just like completely fell off a cliff this year.
It says Johnny Munt.
I have no idea.
That's the guy right now.
Yeah, Duffy would know, but he's the only one. So, he's the resident Viking fan. But no, the tight end position has kind of fallen off. It's weird. I don't get it. But to Buffalo, Amari Cooper in Buffalo, to me, that moves the needle way more than Devontae Adams to the Jets.
Needle mover.
I think Cooper to the Bills is a better fit. It makes the most sense. He's still got a lot of lead left in the pencil. He's a true number 1.
It's going to help Keon Coleman, their number 1 wide receiver they drafted, who is not getting separation. A big-bodied guy that's not great on speed, but he's good with hands. He's just not getting separation, and that's going to hopefully free him up a little bit more, too.
And Amari Cooper's he's a guy that he's going to be able to make some shit happen when Josh Allen is running around, in the pocket, extending plays and doing stuff. He's a savvy vet. I like that move for the Bills. And now the Bills are sitting at 4-2, well in control of the AFC East. I don't think they relinquish control of that division at all for the rest of the year. I think it's theirs to lose. And I still think that they're going to be, it's going to be them, Baltimore, Kansas City until further otherwise noted. Like, even though KC is playing about as bad as I've ever seen them play under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, when the pressure gets upped and the lights get brighter.
I'm not sold on their badness right now. I'm not sold on it.
And it's not even the fact that they're bad. It's just it's like they have that Patriots aura now to them.
Just about
where
to say
where
that.
the other team looks across the sidelines and they're like, oh shit, that's Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, and just shit down their leg and they're like, what do we do?
Right, but remember also the Patriots didn't win shit for 10 years after they won 3 too. So.
Right, but I'm just saying. But how many games did the Patriots win during that run?
Oh
when
God.
they would get
They were 11 every year.
The Houston Texans would come in 12 wins.
Is what I'm saying. 12
wins. They never 11. Lost. They 12 wins was like their baseline.
Right. When they had a bad year, they were 10-6.
Right.
That was what 05, 09, and
12.
No, 12. They were 12-4.
Were they really still?
Yeah, because they were the
Maybe 2010.
They were the 2 seed to Denver.
2010. Then
we were 13-3.
Because that's when we lost to the Ravens and no, we lost to the Jets in the championship. We should have beat that team. That was
14-2 in 2010.
Man, I'm mixing up all the years.
I think they were maybe 11-5 in 2011 because they had a pretty bad defense that year. The year they went to the Super Bowl, the second year against the Giants. Maybe they were 11-5 that year, but then they were 12-4. 14, they were 14-2.
Oh, some of those teams were wagons.
15, they were 12-4.
Wagons.
Because we tied with you guys that year.
Yes.
And that the Sunday night game was the difference maker.
Man, I remember texting you like that free agency, just Broncos, Patriots, and I was like, for me, this is exciting because we did the show together, and I was like, we really made like pictures of like Soviet Union, United States.
Yeah.
It was like every free agent, it was like, where are they gonna go? Broncos or the Patriots? Everyone was like, what about the Bengals? I was, shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
You're like pushing
I
up
don't
the
give a
stairs.
fuck about you guys. This is
There's an arms race
this is
right
between
now.
two teams right now. Yeah, the 2014, because that was the year we went out and got T.J. Ward,
Keep Talib.
Akeem Talib, and
Ware?
DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus
You
Ware.
guys got Brandon Browner, Revis, and who else did you grab?
The wide receiver there, Latrell. I can't think of his last
Laquan
name.
Treadwell?
No, not him. Brandon LaFell.
Brandon LaFell.
Brandon LaFell.
Right from Carolina.
Yeah, and he was like the wide receiver, and I was like, Brandon LaFell.
He actually turned out pretty
Yeah,
good.
he turned out decent.
I mean,
for
yeah,
us.
you guys only went 14-2 that year, but that was the fun year. That was when they got blown out by Kansas City, and everybody was like, "Brady's done."
Dude, I was
Quiff.
I was so upset because when we got smoked in Kansas City, I was like,
Kellerman's Cliff. Yep, and I still
that was the last loss we had.
Yeah, that was. You ran the table after that. It was just like 2000. It was so funny because it was like 10 years before they did the exact same thing. Remember?
Yeah.
They went to Washington. They lost to the Redskins
Got
in week 4.
smoked by the Redskins.
No, they didn't. They barely. The Redskins barely eked that game out. Champ Bailey had a late pick to seal it.
No, but
in
I
that
think,
game.
but that game was dominated by the Redskins. That might have been close score, but that game dominated by the Redskins.
I'm sorry, it wasn't Champ Bailey because that was 03. I'm sorry, it was 03.
Right, it's like a 40-20 time of possession.
04, you guys lost 2 games. You lost 2004. You guys lost Miami late, Pittsburgh on Halloween, and then Miami on Monday night late in the year. Mm-hmm. It was 2003 because it was Champs last year in Washington, and he had a pick. He picked off Brady late in that game to seal it for the Redskins, and that was it. They were 2-2. And I think Philly was coming to town week 5, and you guys blew the doors off of them. Or was that week 3? Doesn't matter. Either way, I forget. But they ran the table after that. I was really pissed. Really pissed.
Yeah, of course you were.
Because 03 was the year, that was the intentional safety game in Denver.
Yep.
That was the Willie McGinnis faking the injury on the goal line in Indianapolis.
And then the next play makes the stop and runs down the field with his finger up.
Yeah.
I was like, what a scumbag.
It's such a scumbag move, but it worked.
In Indianapolis, and fans.
It fucking worked. But no, I think Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, and then fill in the blank. Houston's going to be there, I think. I think
Never
Houston's
know,
very
dude.
quietly just like kind of going about their business.
How long's Nico Collins out for, though?
I think they're
I
just
don't think
keeping
it's
it
serious.
safe.
Yeah, I think they're just playing it
Tank
safe.
Dell is killing it.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is the number 3 there. Not to him. In
Well,
his mind, he's number
bumped up.
1.
He's getting bumped up now. So.
I think
No.
Joe Mixon's back and healthy. He looked good on Sunday.
Yeah, Texans
Joe Mixon
suck,
looks
dude.
good.
They're like
Bitch
well,
fixin'
I mean, it
Joe
sucks 'cause,
Mixon.
like they're good now. It's like fuck off.
Yeah, you guys are going to have a problem in that division because you guys are way behind the 8 ball now with Anthony Richardson constantly being hurt.
Yep.
And I mean, listen, it's the
Joe Flacco
the
bailing
Colts.
us out.
I think the Colts are on the verge of like blow it up.
House, please do.
Like I don't know. You don't have the coach. You need a whole new direction, and I think that means Anthony Richardson's probably gone.
I don't
That
know
was
if
a
it's
wasted
safe.
pick,
I
too.
think we need to get rid of Gus Bradley and fucking Chris Ballard. I think we got to.
Well, those are the
Ballard should go.
Ballard
those are the next
should go and Gus
two.
Bradley
Those are
should
the
go.
next 2 steps. But if Chris Ballard goes, then Steichen goes because that's his guy.
I know, but I kind of believe.
But you know how
in him.
these things work,
Right.
You know how these things work,
Of course.
if the GM gets fired and the
Irsay's
next guy is going to come in, he's going to want his own guy. He's going to want to handpick his own because it's his job now to fix that team.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like the guy that's there, maybe he does, but very rarely does that happen.
And Lord knows Irsay pops a couple Skittles and gets a little wild one night and starts firing people. Who the fuck knows what he's capable of?
Yeah, for real.
Freaking loose cannon. Haven't heard much from him lately, though. He's been pretty damn quiet.
Which is good, unlike the Cowboys and Jerry Jones.
Yeah, well, that's
man.
nothing new about that, though.
So we got the trades down. Listen, I still think, there's still plenty of players out there, and there's going to be a surprise trade too. A player that nobody really had on their radar is like being a possible
Christian McCaffrey.
person to move. I don't know.
You can't move him while he's injured.
Oh,
He's not
that's
only
right.
that,
That's
but
right.
like I don't think there's no way in hell Kyle. That's his boy, dude.
yeah.
They're not getting rid of Christian.
I know. It'd be like, yo, our dads like did shit together. Back
They're like,
in
yeah,
the
bro.
day.
Like,
Not
Raising?
like that. Yeah, Diddy party. Bro.
Like
no, I'm
raising?
kidding. No, won stuff. They won shit back in the day.
I would like to see my like for example, like I think I feel like the Rams are about to fucking mail it in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Cooper
McVay,
Kupp or something.
the McVay rumors of him hanging it up. and moving on.
He wanted to leave back when they won the Super Bowl.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When they won the Super Bowl,
he was thinking about getting out.
Yeah.
So I think that's ultimately going to happen, and I think if it ends up being the case, the Rams are going to be sellers.
wonder
Stafford's
why,
not getting any younger. LA is going to be in a full-blown
Wants to
rebuild
be a
next
dad.
year. Yeah, he wants to. He's been in football his whole life, dude. And he's
Have
just
you
like,
seen his wife?
yes.
Yes. And
Yeah.
he's like, I won one. I'm
Remember,
good.
remember we did the poll whose wife was hotter, his or Jared Goff's?
And that was his quarterback.
I mean, I'm a huge Christian Harper fan, so can't, she's just 12 out of 10.
We'll
all day.
We'll get to the Lions because I think that's more.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Ben Johnson or is that Jared Goff has really evolved after his time with the Rams?
I think, well, let's get to it in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so available players, I think Cooper Kupp is going to be available.
Injured though.
Right, but I think he'll be available.
What about Puka
Nakua could be available.
Injured again. The whole freaking team is injured.
But that's
I know, it's crazy.
and that's why I think that's the problem is like the Rams fans are gonna say like, no, it's not our fault, we're just hurt. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, but you're also 2-4 now,
You've been hurt for the last 2-3 years.
and that's like I said, Matt Stafford's not getting any younger, and I'm a huge Matt Stafford fan, but I just don't see the Rams. I had high hopes for the Rams coming in, and their season is just not gone how I would hoped it was going to go to start the year, and I don't see them recovering it, not with this many injuries. And for as good a job as they've done as replacing the talent, replacing talent, they draft Puka Nakua, they uncover Kyron Williams as a complete hidden gem. They're doing a lot of good things, but they're just still lacking in a lot of areas. And if McVay's going to be gone, I don't know. I just think the Rams will be sellers, so there'll be some available bodies there. You look at some teams like the Bengals. Is somebody going to make a move for T. Higgins?
T. Higgins contract year.
Well,
definitely not going to be brought back.
And that's the tricky part with T. Higgins is if you want T. Higgins, why trade for him when you can just go pay for him this offseason?
Right.
Because you got to pay him either way.
Draft compensation formula.
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Pat.
What up, dog?
Dude, I love Rowan Seaman, but if you ever wake up and think, I don't need to listen to that show, last night proved why this show's the best. What the fuck did I watch last night with the 800 flags? They could have, if I was the head coach of the Jets, I would have said, Aaron, throw it downfield every play. Who cares if they catch it? Let's call it pass interference. We'll just score in the red zone.
Yeah, I think
That was embarrassing.
I think that crew threw their way out of the Super Bowl discussion for this year. I don't think they'll be officiating in the postseason. That was one of
offsetting penalties.
it was one of the worst officiated games I'd ever seen. Like I know the old adage, like, oh, you could call holding on every play. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're supposed to.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
Like,
no.
what the fuck,
You
dude?
guys said it's a contact sport. There's way too many penalties.
Did you guys catch
Especially the roughing.
Aaron Rodgers' South Park reference in the post-game presser?
You mentioned that, but
Oh
I
my
didn't pick
God,
up the
I didn't know
exact
that.
quote. No.
No, you
So-
said it this afternoon, but I didn't.
He said during they asked a reporter asked him about like one of the roughing the passer calls that went in his favor, and they were like, he's like, how'd you feel? I know it went in your favor. Like, do you feel like this? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, I know it went in our favor, but like some of these penalties I see, like they're not roughing the passer. It's getting ridiculous. Like we might as well be playing Sarcastaball out there.
Oh, no
And I was just
okay.
like, deep cut South Park reference. I love
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
And then he went on Pat McAfee today, and they asked him about the Sarcastaball reference, and he was like, I had a chance to meet like the South Park guys or Matt like a couple years ago, and he's like, I've been a huge fan of the show for a long time. He's like, when I broke my collarbone in 2013, he's like, Team America got me through.
Right.
He's like, I was so depressed and like just mad because I'd never had an injury in my life. I watched that like every day. The first week I was injured, and it just like made me crack up laughing.
See,
like,
and that was like another thing I think we talked about a few years ago of like why it seemed like the Denver Broncos were fully expecting Aaron Rodgers to become like a Bronco. There were like so many things working in
Yeah.
their favor,
Fats.
and then he was just like, nah.
Jets.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying he made the.
My name Jits.
I'm not saying.
He's not that good anymore.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm not going to say I'm upset that he didn't choose us. Because I think he gets hurt if he comes to Denver? No, because I think New York is just snake bitten to the point where like shit like that happens to them.
Oh yeah.
Like Jet's gonna jet, bro. It's
Right.
tale as old as time, bro.
So true.
Do you want to be the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets, or the
Oh.
Jacksonville Jaguars? Like, no matter what, you're fucked. Like,
Jags.
you're cooked. So
His facial expressions, Joey. Talk about getting. I texted my uncle. I was like, it's like getting invited to a party you don't want to go to. Look at his facial expressions.
Dude, he
doesn't
was
wanna be there.
like rolling his eyes, just like annoyed as fuck. You know, like
Yeah.
that pick, that interception though,
Yeah.
to end the game was one of the more remarkable picks I've ever seen. But also, like, if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're putting that ball up for your receiver, like, dog, you got to give me something, bro.
Right.
Like, I can only put the ball there. You got to go get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and Garrett Wilson has been just a ghost. Like, not on the same page as Aaron Rodgers at all. That whole offense has been just default, like, just gone. Like, it's just not even remotely close to as good as what we thought it was going to be this year. And even, like I said, even with Devontae, I don't know that Devontae makes that offense that much better. I think
No, not at all.
I think it will be better for sure. It's going to be better.
Right.
And for Rodgers.
But what are they going to do? Go from like 18 points a game to 22?
Right.
I mean, I know that's a
if you
pretty
saw-
big jump, but like still, like it's not like, oh my god, they're going to be scoring 30 a game now.
No, right. I
Joey,
know.
they're going to win 9 games. What's their ceiling? I think 9.
Oh my God, 7?
I think
Yeah,
no,
nine.
I think preseason we said Aaron Rodgers is worth 9 games by himself. So
That's different Aaron
I'll
Rodgers.
dial that back now to 7 after what I've seen. And then I think the rest of the team is probably worth about 2.5. So I'll say 9. I'll take the under.
I think a lot of the team
I
is
went
just kind
through
of
their
like.
schedule today. I saw maybe 9.
P.S. How is Devontae Adams already in New York as of last night and spent all day with Aaron Rodgers today? It's like, so this deal was done yesterday or the day before? Like, was it like when was it done? So don't tell me it was done today because that's total bullshit. Because they spent all day together today.
Okay. Private jet, maybe Woody Johnson's? I don't know.
No, Woody Johnson's a fucking clown.
Yeah, he is.
Woody Johnson would probably send him out for like coach because he's cheap.
Oh, I nailed that. I didn't even know that. They are averaging 18.8 points per game.
Is the Jets?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's
Anything under 20 is bad.
That's Teddy Bridgewater in Denver numbers.
I know.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
I think Denver dodged a bullet. I think he's playing to his contract's up, and then he's going to retire and do stupid podcasts like Belichick. I just don't think he's a quarterback anymore.
But listen, I don't think
I love
Rodgers
the
is
Lazard
that.
catch, but that
I
was
don't.
it.
I don't think Rodgers is that interesting though. Like Rodgers, when he talks,
No.
sometimes gets a little out there with some of his shit, and I think people just get like.
He's gonna hop on Rogan and sell.
I'm sorry.
No.
The Denver
Rogan-
Broncos under Teddy Bridgewater averaged 19.7. Sorry.
Jesus, that's crazy.
That's the whole
Yeah.
season, though. Let's see if it's some time.
But no, I said before the season, I looked at the paper in front of me. I said the Jets were 9-8, but they have gone 2-4. They jettisoned their head coach out of the blue, out of nowhere.
Mid-season.
They then tell Hackett he's not going to be the interim coach. They make the special team Ulbrich the head coach.
They take the play calling away from Hackett,
They take the play calling completely away
which
from
I
Hackett.
just love.
And then on top of it, they're now trading future assets for a 31-year-old wide
Oh,
receiver
my God.
for their star quarterback. At this point,
Who's 40?
he's over 40. So that at this point, I wonder if Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey, could you just give Jordy Nelson a call? I know he's retired for a couple of years. Just see what he's up to.
Yeah.
See if he can come back because Jordy might play. If like, hey, come back for 15 million, you'd be like,
Call
sure.
up Greg
I'm sure
Jennings.
Jeff
Oh,
Janis
my
is working
God.
at like a T-Mobile kiosk in the mall somewhere. You can go get him.
Yo, you think he's that bad with his money? He's working
How
at
about,
T-Mobile.
Maybe.
I'm not trying to beat Joey up tonight, but Joey, when they lost to the Broncos that bad on offense, I was like, this team is not, because we thought the Jets would be. They were supposed to somewhat be a contender talk because of Aaron Rodgers. When I saw that Broncos game, I was like, this team is fucked. They are
Yeah,
fucked.
you can't hold a team to 10 points at home and lose. Period. End of story. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like I don't care who you are. Like just like the Broncos held the Steelers to 13 points at home. Like you got to find a way to
That's
win
a
that game,
bad
dude.
fucking
Like
day.
you got to win that game. Like there's just no excuse for it. And as bad as the Denver offense was that day, the defense was just as good. So, or is equally as good. And listen, let's not get it twisted. The Broncos defense, granted, I know they didn't have a great week this week because Pat Surtain got hurt, and that really kind of threw him for a loop. But that is an elite. That is an elite unit. That is a very, very good unit. So they're going to be there. I think after this week, they're probably like 4 or 5 in the league. They were number 1 or 2 coming into this week, but that's a good team. That being said,
Rodgers should beat them.
Aaron Rodgers, and not for
Aaron
nothing.
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers did have them in field goal range to win that game. and Legatron couldn't get it done. So, and but
he sucked last night too.
and also on the flip side of that coin, Will Lutz missed the same field goal on the other side that would have sealed the game. So, it goes both ways.
There was a win last night. Both kickers sucked.
Wasn't
Everything
it?
sucked.
Wasn't
it
it from the Hurricane?
Neutral football fan. Last night let everyone down.
I don't know what last night was.
No,
but
weren't we getting wins from like the residual thing from the Hurricane kickoff from Florida or something
Could
like
be.
that? I don't
No
know.
idea.
I thought it was some shit like that I read. Because we got crazy rain for like an hour and a half or something like that.
no idea.
Overnight.
Yep, no idea.
Oh, okay.
Didn't pay attention. But yeah, no, I think the Jets. Like I said, if you want to kill the Jets for losing to the Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos at home, you are well within your right to do that. And not for nothing, that's the game that got Robert Saleh fired. I mean,
Shit.
that's you can't lose to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos at home when you hold them to 10 points. Like the Denver Broncos offense was completely inept. The only thing Bo Nix didn't do was take as many sacks and turn the ball over.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and he was able to put together
like
one
Bo Nix.
fucking drive and find Courtland
A-Rod been
Sutton.
taking mad sacks.
And what did we say at the beginning of last year, before A-Rod even took a snap for the New York Jets? He is going to be running for his life behind this offensive line all year.
Mm-hmm.
And
He even said that, didn't he? Wasn't there some
he was trying to recruit like David Bakhtiari, like out of retirement, for Christ's sakes.
Right.
He's still a free agent technically.
Yeah, well, he's retired, so.
Yeah.
What cesspit? So I read the ring. I love the Ringer, that Bill Simmons webpage, and they're like throwing out options like the Browns could trade 3 second round picks to get rid of Deshaun Watson's contract. Like the Browns and Jets will just never be good until the day we die. They'll just never have a good quarterback situation.
I'm actually. He hides it.
Where's the big the soul slap?
All right, I'm glad Pat brought that up. Can we chat about that either with Pat on the phone or right after the phone call? So if nobody's heard it, Pat, back me up on this. The rumor is this offseason that the Browns are looking for a team like the Broncos, like the Patriots, I think even the Jaguars, that have a ton of cap room that are willing to take on Deshaun Watson for 1 year to get traded to and then released, because the team that trades for him gets a much lesser cap relief. They'll also send draft picks with Deshaun Watson to get away from the contract.
Yeah.
Now, that's circumventing a bit the
I was gonna say, I don't think that's legal.
It is legal technically under a gray area.
The league could shut it down. Joey's right. The league could definitely shut it down. The wrong article I read.
The Players
league
Association
could
could
still
shut it down. Because even me, I'm like, I don't like the way that works. If the Patriots
Sean's
ended up
right.
getting...
Get the Brock Osweiler trade.
Yeah, so if the Patriots essentially said,
right.
hey, we have the money, we'll take the contract, we'll take the $40 million loss for 1 year, and we'll take 3 first-round picks.
But if you're... Well, it wouldn't... I don't think...
You would think like at least 3 seconds, the article said.
It would. I mean, Cleveland would have to give up. But what's Cleveland going to be able to give you to take on that contract? They don't have anything.
They said they'll give up a first, a second, and a future second.
But if they're like 3 and 14, Joey, that's so stupid. Just let them sit.
It's a lot of draft capital, but like...
That's because the contract is that bad.
That's that bad. Yeah, that's a terrible contract. And you know what? If I'm the Denver Broncos, like man, like I want to go spend that money on making my team better.
Of course you do.
You know what I mean? Especially after they win 10 games this year, which I still believe they're going to do.
But you take a 1 year hit for 3 high end draft picks essentially.
Oh.
If this
Just
was
Browns, just pay him. Like Russell and the Broncos.
I was going to say the Broncos won't do it because they're still paying Russ.
So what if I'm the Patriots? What if it's the Browns are the 4th overall pick? Let's say the Patriots have the 1st overall pick because
at this
they're playing
point,
that bad.
I mean, you're just basically buying draft picks.
So I would take the 1st and 4th pick, and then the 4th pick of the 2nd round as well. So Patriots get 4 of the top 36 talent.
I guess it depends on how
that
bad
would be
the Browns
crazy.
are.
Robert Kraft would be like, we could get the draft pick, but I couldn't pay the money. They would have gone against the cap.
Don't get me started with Kraft.
We're going to get into Robert Kraft before this is over.
Meek Mill told me to do the trade, but
Meek Mill was at P. Diddy's party.
That was a very good Bob Kraft. You're not happen to be getting an old fashioned right now from an Asian, are you?
Jonathan.
I just hate Robert Kraft.
Jonathan.
I fucking missed that.
Every time they would show Drake May make a great play this weekend, they pan to the booth with Robert Kraft, and he is up, leaning over the glass like, is that guys? Like, it looks like he has no idea what's going on anymore.
I don't think he does, dude.
I think his eyes are gone.
I heard something today that was unbiased. They said Jerry Jones. They read his whole transcript. Not political show at all. He's like Joe Biden at a debate. Jerry Jones, I don't know if you read the story today.
Yeah,
he doesn't make
old.
sense anymore. He doesn't have complete sentences.
No, he's old, dude.
Dude, he's isn't he 88?
Dude, Jerry Jones.
He's 82. I think.
Jerry Jones bought
That
bought this team when I was like 3.
Oh my
You know what I
God.
mean? Like, not for nothing, but that was almost 37 years ago. Like,
He's 82, but it feels like he's 92.
he's an old
He looks
82.
90.
He's like a Bill Clinton 82.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you seen Bill Clinton lately? Holy shit!
Oh my God.
McDonald's?
He was a handsome guy. He didn't age well.
I guess that's what being married to Hillary will do to you.
Oh my God. He should be dead. by
I
now.
want
Should
to
be
live.
whacked.
I am not suicidal.
My wife's like, they already got Kamala killed. Hillary's got Kamala killed, so she can somehow be the first female president. Poor Kamala, she's gonna get whacked.
Probably. They're going to be like, oh, no, we don't know what happened. She just went to the Obama's house and went on a jet ski and drowned. They're like, it's November. They're like, yeah, I know. I don't know. We tried to tell her not to ride a jet ski in November. It's kind of stupid, but she insisted. So it's like, wait, why did she have a weight vest on? Like, no, don't worry about that.
She wanted to jump out of an airplane with no parachute.
Yeah, she wanted to throw the parachute out and then go like jump after it, and shit just didn't work
Tom
out.
Cruise shit.
Oh my God, she's walking on the sidewalk with a noose attached to her neck. Why did I make myself laugh?
Like, this is wicked racist.
I won't make you do it on the phone call. Are you guys going to touch on Drake May in a bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What, the
Alright,
only
I'll
fucking
lie.
bright spot in my life right now? Yes.
Yeah, I'll just say quickly, I'm proud of him. He did the best he could. He looked terrified, but he did the best he could. And
No.
he did his best.
Pat, this is exactly what I wanted to see. He was
Yeah.
a nervous wreck the first quarter. Second
Yep.
quarter, he calmed down, especially for the 2-minute drive going into the half. He led
got
a
up.
2-minute drive by himself for the last minute to a touchdown with a 45-yard throw on the fly. I lost my shit. Third and fourth quarter, he was moving, making plays, no-look throwing. Like, I don't want guys to do that all the time. I don't want Patrick Mahomes out there. I just want guys to make plays and look good. But he was looking off safeties, throwing it down the field. He looked very good. And after the game, he was like, yeah, hey, I missed Mario Douglas there over the middle a few times. That's on me. Yeah, there was a play down the sideline where I had Bourne open. I should have got to him a little bit sooner. I kind of sailed the throw. It wasn't, hey, I did great, because they were like, you had 3 touchdowns. You had 200+ yards of throwing in your first game. He's one of only like 10 guys all time in their first game to throw 3 touchdowns and over 200 yards. On that list is like Justin Herbert, Dan Marino. I think Brock Purdy was on that list, to be honest with you, too. There's a lot of very notable names on that list, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's a pretty cool stat. It's nothing to like write home about and like hang your hat on, but there's a lot of things that like I appreciated after, where he was like, hey, yeah, that's great, but I'm thinking about these things and how I can improve that for next week, and that way I can be better for my teammates, too. Because the first thing he said was, hey, that's not what we want from this team. We had a lot of penalties. I want to get those under control. He was very much in command. And you heard this week from his teammates, from the wide receivers, from Demario Douglas, from Kayshon Boutte, from Kendrick Bourne.
Hunter Henry's stats sucked the last few years. You're a great tight end. I know you guys touched on tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they were super happy to get Drake in there.
Oh, no, they were all over the moon. And they, like Kendrick Bourne said it. Kendrick Bourne said he has aura around him. Like we want to play harder for him because we can see he's out there trying his hardest for us. And you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, I know for a fact Jalen Polk, Kayshon Boutte, and Demario Douglas did not like Jacoby Brissett at the last few weeks. They're like, he straight up doesn't throw us the ball, so we don't care. You know what I mean? And then they all played out of their mind. I mean, Jalen Polk sucked. Jalen Polk dropped everything right now. But Demario Douglas played out of his mind. Someone gave him a good quarterback, and he almost had 100 yards receiving, like for the first time in his career. You think he's not happy as shit that he has Drake May in there? So I do think the offense will turn around. We scored over 20 points for the first time in 9 games or something like that.
200 points.
200 points. I don't know. There was a lot of good that came from that game offensively from the quarterback position. The rest of the team is an absolute nightmare to watch. We can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. We can't stop holding. We can't stop passing defender. Every time you see a flag, it's the Patriots.
It's almost as if they're poorly coached.
They are poorly coached right now. They're very poorly coached. Very poorly.
Who saw that coming? Not me. Just kidding.
Well,
This is what I was
this
worried
show,
about.
Guys, off football season. I'm gonna hang up and listen. Can you guys touch on if you thought Drake should have played against Miami? I'm gonna listen and that'll be a great show.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate the call, buddy.
Later, boys. Good night.
Talk to you next week. 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Everybody is welcome to give us a call and give us their thoughts on whatever it is we're talking about or whatever it is we're not talking about that you think we should be talking about.
Yeah.
So far, we've been all NFL the whole time.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, what else is there? I mean, we will get into NASCAR in a little bit because there has been a major playoff shakeup, the likes of which I have never seen. So we'll get into that in a little bit.
Your girl's a big Formula One racing fan.
Who?
Who you voting for? Kamala.
Is she really?
Yeah, she talked about it for like 10 minutes on like an interview this week. How she loves Lewis Hamilton. She's like in love with him.
Wow,
Well,
shocker.
you know what?
I knew that would rub him the wrong way immediately.
The worst form of professional racing on the planet, and of course she loves it.
She loves him. Loves him. She's like...
You know
she
why?
goes,
Because
"The
he's a
family-"
rabid lib.
She goes, the family gets together. She goes, we shut off all the other TVs.
She's so full of shit. No,
and,
they don't.
And she goes, we just love it. We just
See,
love it.
here's my thing.
We said no politics. I'm sorry.
No, but here's my...
No, we didn't. We said limited.
We said a little
Oh, okay.
limited.
We said limited.
I was like, fuck you. Here's my thing with F1. I don't think nobody watches F1 for the actual race. They just love the technology and the storylines and the people. Like, that's it. They just love the stories.
Spectacle of it.
It's the spectacle because it's like, oh, it's you get one race in your country per year if you're lucky. You know, America,
Right.
we get 3 for some godforsaken reason. Like we could have been 5. We were fine with 1, maybe 2, but you know, this whole 3 thing is just ridiculous. But nobody gives a fuck about the actual racing. I don't even give a fuck about it. Like, it sucks. It's not racing. It's just glorified time attack. It's not good. Maybe in 2 years when the cars get shorter and a little more nimble and they can actually...
Right, that's
but even
what they
still,
need to do.
it's like, it's the most cunty form of racing. They're like, you went 3 millimeters over the line. You were off track, chap. You're going to have to give up 5 seconds, oi?
Dear Twitch and YouTube.
Gonna have to fuck off to the boozer.
That word was with a K, not a C, so FYI.
What?
The K word you said. Because we're new to YouTube and Twitch, and they don't take kindly of those 2 words.
Which ones? I don't even know what I said. I don't care.
It rhymes with punt.
Cunt?
Nah! I said don't say it!
I said it in an English accent, oi? You
Yeah,
cheeky cunt.
I'm telling you, YouTube is like...
Yeah, we're gonna get both those streams are gonna get killed multiple times. Like we're probably gonna get booted off YouTube. Everybody does. All the good shows get booted off YouTube. We'll just go to Rumble. Fuck it.
It's day 1.
Whatever. Technically, no. All of our shows are up on YouTube.
I know.
It hasn't been pulled yet. We're not popular enough for it to get pulled yet.
Yeah.
It'll be a little while, but nobody likes F1 for the actual racing. If you like actual racing, you're watching NASCAR, you're watching Xfinity. IndyCar is actually really good racing. You're watching dirt short tracks, like you're watching local short tracks. You mean
Right.
like ARCA series? Like there's way better racing going on than Formula One.
Facts.
Formula One is just the pinnacle of technology and speed and money. Like that's all it is.
Right,
and then
right.
there's some good storylines and the drivers. And then there's the Netflix thing. That's what put F1 on the map in this country was the Netflix, the Drive to Survive.
Right.
It was a great documentary that is 10 times better than any race you'll watch all year. Even the best F1 race of the year is still like, whatever.
Monaco's cool, but
It's like, oh, cool, he only won by 6 seconds instead of 46. And you're like, that's cool, man. Like, I just watched NASCAR. They finished 3 fucking wide with, 7 thousandths of a second between them.
Right.
Like you could measure it with a ruler by how far they fucking, won by.
right. But
Yeah.
watching Monaco, I saw a bunch of yachts I can't afford.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look, there's Cameron Diaz. And you're like, fucking who cares?
Right.
Anyway, but
Oh, it's
yeah.
Serena Williams. Wow.
Yeah, it's stupid. But F1 sucks. I mean, I love F1, but it sucks. The racing sucks.
I don't even wear my Red Bull shirt anymore.
I love ripping
retired
the cars in the sim. It's wicked fun. They're super fun to drive, but I don't know. And like trust me, it is incredible how fast they are able to make those things go through those courses the way that they do. It's insane. Like my best time at like Spa, I think is still like 8 or 9 seconds off like whatever the slowest qualifying time from this past year was.
Right.
Which is an eternity in racing terms. Like that may as well be 3/4 of the track.
Right.
So I mean, obviously, I'm not a professional and I don't race road courses, but I've been putting a lot of work in at Spa on the F1 cars.
Right.
And I'm getting better.
Doing it up.
But yeah, it's still not there. I tried running the McLaren LP4, like the 30, like the car from like 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about all horsepower and no downforce? Holy fuck balls.
Fun times.
Dude, I couldn't keep that thing in a fucking straight line if I tried. I was like, this is fucking insane.
Right.
An F1 car you actually have to lift in. It's weird. Because usually it works the opposite way. You don't want to lift because then you lose
Oh,
downforce.
they're 1,000 horse, aren't they?
Something like that. Yeah, they were pretty nutty. But anyhow, I digest. 774-992-8702. We'll stay on football for now. One thing I did want to touch on, too, real quick, was the T. Higgins thing before we got the call, because we kind of were tiptoeing around that. T. Higgins is a very intriguing prospect for a trade, because if you trade for T. Higgins, like, you're still going to have to pay him.
Yes.
So do you throw in, and Cincinnati is not just going to probably, I mean, granted, Devontae just went for what, call it a third.
It's going to be a third.
A third?
Yes.
Amari went for a fourth.
He went for a third, but they had to give other picks. So essentially, if it all shakes out to like a fourth.
T. Higgins is younger than both, arguably just as productive as both in different ways for the offense. Not stats-wise, obviously, Devontae's going to catch more touchdowns, yards, but I think him and Cooper are pretty comparable. So I think you could see T. Higgins going for a third if he were to be traded. But do you want to give up a third and pay him just to remove the bidding process, or do you just go and just know that, like, hey, we got cap space, we want this guy, we're going to outbid everybody?
Here's the thing. If you want to do this, the smart teams do this now. If you know a guy's going to be a free agent and you know he's going to command a high-end money, if you trade them a third and you don't sign this player, as long as the draft formula works out for you, because if he gets a high-end deal like you expect him to be, your highest amount you'll get back for draft capital, like given back to you, is a third.
Is the compensatory pick.
So
right?
Exactly. So it'll be a third-round pick. So you basically slide down X amount of picks, like 5, 10 picks.
So you're basically just mortgaging 5 spots in the third round. Yeah, you're renting 5 spots in the third round losing it, whatever.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that could work. I guess you could do it that way, but
it has to be a contending
team
to do
if you intend on keeping him, though, or you intend on him being a part of your future plans,
right.
You don't want to waste the draft pick and the money. You'd rather just waste the money. And by waste, I mean spend, not waste. Not all free agents are wastes of money. Most of them are, but not all. So I think that's an interesting one. And again, I feel like there's got to be like somebody we're overlooking that we don't even like. We're like, oh shit, did not see that coming.
Hassan Reddick is going to be available from the Jets.
The Jets gave him they gave him permission to seek a trade, which again I think is another reason why the Jets are fucked. Like
they paid a second for him.
Yeah, they let one of their best defensive players go out and seek a trade. They give up a pick for Devontae Adams, who I don't think is going to solve all their issues, but he's definitely going to be a Band-Aid for that offense. And then the other thing too with the Devontae thing is, I don't know if you saw this. Did you see that like they're going to discuss his future in New York beyond this year in the offseason?
Oh, they want to extend him already.
No, they're not even going to talk. They're not even talking to him until the offseason about that.
Really?
Because he doesn't know if he wants to stay there because he's not sure if Aaron Rodgers is going to stay there.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, no, because they reworked his deal. I think he's down to like $3.8 million for this year.
Yep.
And then they're going to They're going to talk about his future in New York after the season's over. So
interesting.
They might not even have Devontae Adams. Devontae might be a free agent again in a couple of months.
Right. That'd be nutty.
So who knows? They just cut him, because the Jets could just cut him loose and not pay him all that money that they're going to have to owe him on the back end.
Right.
So another guy that popped up is Traylon Burks from Tennessee, the Titans.
Okay.
He's about the 5th-year guy. He's okay. He's nothing great.
Yeah, just a space filler. But
safety from the Jacksonville Jaguars, as they're going to start dumping guys out. Andre Cisco is probably one of the better safeties in the league right now. Teams need safety help. Deontay Johnson, former Pittsburgh Steeler, now with the Carolina Panthers, doing absolutely nothing. He might be available. Cooper Kupp, we already mentioned.
Kupp.
They also think no to Puka and no to Kyron because Kupp is the more expendable and older of the two.
Yeah, right. If you're going to rebuild, you're going to rebuild around Nakua and Williams. Yeah, and I didn't think Williams was going anywhere anyway.
Right.
That was a hidden gem. They got that kid on the cheap, and they're going to run him into the ground and do what they do with all running backs and just be like, okay, you want to get paid, you can go get paid somewhere else. We're done with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that'll be that. But
that's how that goes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the biggest names they said still available. They said maybe DeAndre Hopkins if he asked for an out. but he has to ask for it because I think it's in his contract where they won't trade him unless he asks. So he might be available, but he's, again, very much older wide receiver. How much is left in the tank? Who knows?
And again, D-Hop's one of those guys that, like, everywhere I feel like he goes, he's just a problem. Like, he never fixes any issues. Like, things only get worse.
Right, and then when he leaves, it's always the organization's fault.
Exactly.
And it's like,
when he forced his way out of Houston with that whole bullshit.
Right.
I don't know. He just rubbed me the wrong way.
Right.
Oh, my God. He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
not a fan.
that's what happens when you're an asshole on your way out the door.
Right.
So, it is what it be. But, yeah. So, what else?
Russell Wilson could be available.
Russ, yeah, he's on a 1-year deal with the Steelers. I mean, that's an interesting situation because that quarterback competition is going to be heating up now because Russ is healthy. So how long of a leash do you think Justin Fields has?
I think you keep going with Fields and you try to use Wilson.
Because you got to remember,
I think the team likes Fields.
Mike Tomlin had named Russ the starter
Right.
preseason, the last preseason game before, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
So
he was the guy. He was their guy.
Tomlin said, "This is our guy."
Well, Fields was terrible in the preseason. Remember all the jokes they said he wasn't even making the third string quarterback reps. They had him playing on special teams and doing kick returns because he was playing so poorly.
It was terrible.
That was this preseason.
They were trying to figure out something to do with him that wasn't playing quarterback, and they were like, "Yeah, you're a warm body, and you're here."
It's
So,
like, oh my God, my fucking fear of like not playing in the NFL anymore is going to come true. I better start doing something. He just comes out and starts killing it. He's like, "Fuck it!" He just finally.
Well, yeah, and they after every game when the Steelers were winning, after every game they're like, "Is Fields the starter now?" And Tomlin's like, "No." Like would say he goes, "It's week to week." He goes, when Russell Wilson's healthy, we'll have a conversation.
When your job's on the line, bro, that's when you know. What I mean?
That's when you play your best.
Right, and he is. He's
That's just
living
me.
proof of that for sure.
yeah, I'm just checking something.
No problem. If we're gonna move on from that talk, I think we have to talk about one major piece of info. Plus, I think we have the video as well if we want to show it.
Oh.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Ooh, no, I didn't. What happened? I mean, I know what happened.
Have you not seen it?
haven't
The
seen the
Yeo leggy snap.
His leg. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's Theismann." Not Theismann. Nothing broke the skin, but his shin basically disintegrated into dust.
Yeah, it was bad. I don't think we need to show it.
You don't want to show it?
You want to show it?
I want to show it.
All right, send it to.
I send it to you. Send it to me. It is done.
Already there.
I'm like AI. Okay. So when he loads up the video, and we will put out a warning for those who are watching either live on Twitch, YouTube, New Bedford Guide, wherever you are watching us. If you're listening, continue to listen. You're not going to hear anything unless you're squeamish about people talking. But the injury to Aiden Hutchinson is horrific. It makes me think that you know what my first thought was? Damn, I feel bad for the Lions. The Lions can never catch a break. He is their star, does everything, defensive end that's always making plays. Hey, the quarterback gets rid of the ball quick. You see Aiden Hutchinson 35 yards down the field. When the quarterbacks are making tackles, safety's making tackles, he's right there on the screen.
Right.
It's like, dude, why did you just blow all your energy to make it all the way upfield like that? As he gets older, that'll change, especially now after the injury. But he was just like full tilt, full time, always in the play no matter what.
He was Michigan, right?
He was Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, he was a fucking beast, man. He was
absolutely.
awesome.
And I mean,
that's too bad because I really, really liked Aiden Hutchinson. I really did.
well, you're not gonna see him until at least next year.
We're going to show it.
Warning:
Just giving you a 3-second countdown.
this
2,
is a horrific injury.
1. I don't even know if I want to watch it. I hate watching injuries. I'm not watching.
Gah. Watch his leg, slow motion, swings around, gone.
Oh, fucking A. Oh, yeah. Oof.
That was a little bit
It looked like
Watch like hits the shin.
it looked like the what's his name?
Now you saw it.
Was it Bones? Was it
Kind of.
was
That
it Bones
wasn't
Jones?
that
Not Bones
bad.
Jones.
I'm not saying the injury. I'm saying I've seen worse videos.
His leg almost whipped around and touched his own
It
leg.
reminded me of when
It
what's his
kinda
name
looks like
threw
his
that
knee
when
just-
what's his name threw that leg kick in the UFC and his legs.
Yes.
John Jones.
John Jones.
Was it John
Was
Jones?
it John-
No,
I
it
don't
was.
know.
I thought it was Anderson Silva.
Anderson
Anderson
Silva.
Silva, sorry,
I was gonna
yeah.
say the Spider guy.
Yeah, John Jones don't break like that. He breaks motherfuckers.
Yeah, John Jones high on coke.
Yeah, he's probably the toughest motherfucker like in the world.
I don't really know. Like I know about as much about the UFC as I do about like soccer. So
Oh, you
hockey.
know John Jones. You're fine.
But I know enough names. You know, I know there's only one Conor McGregor.
Yeah, John Jones is the dude that fucks anybody. Like he's the goat.
Phrasing.
Boom.
Fucks anybody.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
With his fist.
John Jones is a freak.
Yeah. Sorry. You know,
John Jones just pulls up and he's like, got some lean.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fuck.
No, he fucking he's the goat for
I'll
sure.
fuck you in the ear, blow your brains out.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's too bad. It kind of just looked like he fucked like his like the ball, like I don't know, like his leg just twisted. Not twisted like I can't really explain it. The video doesn't look that bad to me.
You gotta watch it when you see it though, and you see when you know what's happening.
I would need like a frame by frame, like one of those like,
I don't need that to see it.
cameras that like can like super slow.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, like Theismann was, or
that kid from Louisville?
the kid from Louisville.
Oh fuck.
Similar though. No, Theismann was.
Or even what was his name there? Your boy Gordon Hayward.
Oh
Similar,
shit, he was bad too. But his was his foot came off.
Yeah, that was just I hate injuries like that. Like one of my most irrational fears in life, and like everybody has like those stupid irrational fears that like you just for no reason.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be
It's
irrational.
not. It's not plausible. Like it's probably not going to happen. But one of my biggest irrational fears is sitting on the toilet for too long while I'm taking a dump and my legs go numb, and then I get up and I Gordon Hayward my ankle.
Is that possible? I don't think that's
Because
possible.
I can't feel it because it's so numb and you can't you know what I mean?
It's a very specific chain of events to happen. You know,
Yeah.
85% of the shit that you worry about never happens.
No,
So
I
that's-
yeah. 60% of the time it works every time.
Yeah,
Paul's just over here making up statistics.
no,
but
I'm serious. 85% of the shit that you think
well,
about.
it's like
that you worry about
it's
never
like
happens.
it's like in an airplane, right? Like I know statistically, I am way more likely to die in a car than I am in an airplane. But because I'm not at the controls of said airplane,
It bothers you.
it bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Not that like I would
among a couple other things,
not that I would be able to I mean, listen,
Fuck
I
the
am.
speed and altitude part of it,
But like, at least if I'm in control of the airplane, I feel like I'm one of those guys that's like I could land this thing.
I'm gonna live.
Like I'm gonna live. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna will it to happen. Like I'll be like fucking Denzel in that movie where he's fucking hammered, flying 747s upside down and shit.
I'm gonna try. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, "Where's the coast, dog?" Because I'm gonna bring that bitch in so slow and long over the water that I can just like, all right, a little bit of speed. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just bring it in.
Just
over
gotta
the
feather
water.
it in, man.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
and over the water, you have the longest. I'd be like flying.
I'll be like the Sky King. Like, listen,
Yeah.
man. Like, how did you learn how to fly this thing? I played video games.
yeah.
You know?
Like, Jesus, man, you had 100 feet in Carolina. You didn't land the thing until fucking Massachusetts. Yeah, I needed a long runway for this one. I had to really touch it
I was
down.
really scared.
Yeah,
I was really scared.
Really had to touch it down with the.
But yeah, it's
finesse.
like one of those. It's like a rational fear thing. It's like just that, and that. So that injury. It's just every time I see that, I'm like, oh my god, that could happen to me if I take a dump
Poor
too long.
Bassett. I don't really think that's gonna like kill the Lions' hopes, though.
It's gonna hurt, dude. He's their defensive MVP.
I think their offense is pretty high powered, though.
They are, but again, the NFC. I don't see anybody in the NFC that's gonna fuck with them, or like that's like an automatic that you're like, oh, that team's good. Like the Vikings, as good as the Vikings are,
and as good as the Niners are, I don't think the Niners can really. I think the
Niners are kind of in the same boat. They're fucking bang the fuck up too.
Yeah, I think Detroit can hang with the Niners even without.
If the Niners can get healthy by the end of the year and get clicking, by Christmas,
if Debo's still on the
okay,
field.
then yeah, the Niners are a fucking problem. The Vikings are going to be a problem because I think they've just got a really talented team and everybody kind of slept on it and nobody saw Sam Darnold doing what he's doing.
Right.
Like even the biggest Sam Darnold fans, wanted him in Denver, was totally fine with him being my starting quarterback week one this year if it came down to it. I didn't even see this. Like we were joking preseason saying like that's the worst quarterback room in the NFL. With J.J. McCarthy, Sam Darnold, and what's his face. So
I saw Space Dobbs. No, he didn't.
No. We went over this a couple weeks ago. Who the third was? It was the kid from Buffalo, Nathan Peterman.
Oh, Peterman?
Yeah, the kid who threw 5 interceptions.
Yeah, I was saying kid who threw 5 picks. Somehow he's still in the league. Colin Kaepernick's fucking head's exploding.
Colin Kaepernick's a fat, lazy piece of shit.
I know. I'm just you know what I mean.
But he
I like to make fun of him.
The Vikings. So who in the NFC though? And I know people are going to start being like,
Seattle.
People are going to be like, oh, Chicago, Caleb Williams looked good. Yeah, of course Caleb Williams looked good. He looked good against an ass bag of a team, finally. Like, you played a trash fucking Jacksonville team in London. You look good.
That's like getting sent to the minors for a confidence boost. You know what I mean?
No shit.
It's like getting sent down for a confidence boost.
Like, Caleb Williams, like, just wait until one thing goes wrong in a big game, in a big spot, and Caleb Williams going to be like, Mammy, please paint my nails, Mommy. Like, he's an ass bag. I mean, great talent. Physically, kid can hum it, dude. He's really good. Yeah. But he's just mentally, I don't think he's there. But anyhow, so now not Chicago. I think it's Minnesota's division to lose. Detroit will probably sniff the Vikes' ass a little bit and get close. And maybe they'll surpass him. I don't know. Maybe if Sam Darnold comes back down to earth a little bit, then things regress to the median. The Vikes might, because I think the Vikes are overachieving a bit. But
ain't doing shit.
But the Vikings defense is good, dude.
Yeah.
They are very underrated still.
I mean, to the point where I didn't even drop Van Ginkel this weekend because he was on a bye. I dropped Derek Carr. I was like, fuck you, get out of here, you bum. So to keep him on my fantasy team because I like him. But, I don't know. I think it's Vikes, Lions... And then who else in the NFC?
I don't know.
Philly ain't it, Chief.
No.
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, they're imploding.
They're gonna be the next.
Dude.
Nick Sirianni arguing with his own fans.
The Commanders.
Leaving the stadium.
Thanks for paying my paycheck. I'm like, oh boy.
I like Washington, but I don't really have a lot of faith in them down the stretch. I think that's one that'll regress to the mean a little bit.
I mean, I wonder if if the Commanders can stay on pace. I mean, they got a good thing going right now as far
Dallas. I thought was going to get their shit together, but I'm losing hope on Dallas by the minute.
Dallas, I think Dallas is on full blown. They're going to fire the whole coaching staff.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Jerry's going to fire the whole coaching staff, even though it's not the coaching staff's fault.
Right.
He was unhinged after just talking to his own social media people.
So you have that. I mean, the NFC South, Tampa Bay, no. I like Tampa, but no, their defense is banged up and not good. NFC West, I mean, we talked about San Fran. If they can get right, sure, they'll be good. The Rams seem to be they're heading towards being sellers. Cardinals, I have no faith in them. No. Seahawks, like you said, the Seahawks would be like a thorn in your balls, but they're not going on a run and winning a Super Bowl with Geno Smith.
Right, that's what I mean. They're not going to make it.
So, yeah, I mean, really, outside of the Vikes and the Lions and the Niners, that's kind of it in the NFC.
I still think it's the Niners.
And then you have that next tier of the Commanders, Bucks.
Right.
Sorry, the Redskins, Bucks.
That's a race on to who can stay the healthiest the longest
or get healthy at the right time, more or less.
Or that too, yeah.
Because San Fran, I think, is still the best team in the NFC.
Right.
They're just also
pretty
decimated right now. So, whatever. 774-992-8702. Don't let me bore you guys. Feel free to participate in the conversations and not stare at your phones and computers, but whatever.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Just saying.
I'm catching up on stuff.
Like what?
I'm going through all of our social media. I'm going to Twitch. I'm going to YouTube, and I'm making sure there's
Wait, what
stuff.
are you doing?
We have a producer for that.
I missed that shit. I didn't hear it.
Miguel is not working tonight because we didn't tell him we were doing all three tonight.
Well, first of all, Miguel is not the producer. I am, okay?
Oh, yeah, whatever. You have fucking 50 things you have for yourself.
50 things.
I forgot. I said producer. I was like, yeah, Miguel's not here.
What else? So what else do we have? What else do we have to cover in the NFL? What else do we want to get to? We got to my Broncos a little bit. So Broncos Saints on Sunday night. Broncos are getting to 4-3. Then they're going to get the Carolina Panthers at home. They're going to get to 5-3. Then they're going to be halfway to that 10-win mark. And I feel like we're going to split with the Chiefs. So
I didn't see a single thing of Spencer Rattler from the Saints, though.
He actually didn't play terrible.
I saw one highlight of a great touchdown pass, but I don't know anything else.
He didn't play horrible, even though I know they got a 50 burger dropped on him. So that wasn't always that's not pleasant. Yeah. But you can't put that on the quarterback. But he wasn't really their biggest issue, ironically enough. He was an issue, but not the biggest. So we'll see, though. I think Saints coming off a short week, playing that Denver defense, Peyton's homecoming to New Orleans. I feel like Denver's offense is going to open it up a little bit. And then I think they're going to make a trade after this game for a wide receiver and or a tight end. And I think they're going to be buyers at the deadline, prior to the deadline. To get them over the hump. Because they need a little bit of... They just need one more... They just need a little bit of something. God, if only there was a guy they had, that was like 6'5" that could make some circus catches. A guy like Tim Patrick for the Lions. He would be fucking great.
Nah, I don't need him.
On the Broncos, that would just be he would have made a huge difference for Bo Nix. But whatever.
Nah, I get rid of
those
him.
guys are tough to come by.
No, they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah. I'm going to be hypercritical of Sean Payton and George Patton for that move. I love Tim Patrick. I'm a huge Tim Patrick
I love
fan.
KJ Hamler too. I like both of them.
Nobody outside of Denver knows who Tim Patrick is, but everybody in Denver loves Tim Patrick. He was like our guy. Like,
well, how's he doing on Detroit?
he's doing. Dude, you see the catch he made against the Lions? Against the Cowboys on Sunday.
No, I didn't see it.
I saw something yard,
I'm on Raw.
yard bomb that he came back to and like scooped off the turf. Like,
Yeah, sick.
bro, Tim Patrick can play. He makes circus catches. He's a big-bodied receiver, and he's got a lot to prove coming off of 2 injuries. I do think he lost a little bit of a step. But
That's what the thing I think was.
you know
was
what-
they just didn't want to have time to wait for him. You know what I mean? Broncos
Why
were-
this triggered my mind when you said Tim Patrick and do that catch? Mike Williams from the Jets is absolutely available after today.
oh god, yeah.
He's like, God damn it! Like, poor guy, man.
Mike Williams goes from the Chargers to the Jets. He's like, yeah, this is gonna be sweet.
I'm finally gonna have a chance to play. We've just signed we just traded for Devontae Adams.
Fuck.
Same shitty team, same shitty taxes, just cold the weather now. Fuck,
Sucks.
The Patriots should physically call the Jets. Patriots like, listen, we got a lot of shit going on.
So let's see. What else? What are we missing from the week before we get into the continuing of the night? We can get into next week now.
Well, no, we talked about the trades. We
Yeah.
talked about the updates of the game. We
Yeah.
taled about
Okay.
all of our teams. So we didn't really touch
We're
anything on the
checking some
Colts.
boxes here. Colts suck.
Oh, Pat did want us to say, did you think Drake May should have started against Miami?
Oh, I think we win the game 100% if we,
Yeah, of course
if
you
we
do.
play Drake May.
Absolutely. Drake May makes that throw in the back of the end zone.
Drake May makes several throws that
Like
were
I don't
not
even,
made.
I don't even think I think that's a cruising win for the Patriots if Drake May plays.
Like if we here's the telltale thing. I think our next game isn't the Jaguars like in London.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a 9 a.m. game or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, remember the Jazz got fucked? They had to do like 2 back-to-back games in London.
My wife's gonna be
Oh,
so
you're gonna
pissed.
go over there? Just.
They do that every year. They just stay over there.
Oh, do they?
The Jags, because that's Shad Khan's.
Oh yeah.
He's from London, so he's
Isn't he Pakistani though?
yeah.
Just- he,
Have you seen London lately?
He owns
Actually, yes. I was.
Hold
just
on.
there.
He owns the patent for
Basically, the Middle
bumpers.
West.
Yeah, he's an auto parts guy.
The bumper. He has the bumper patented for all cars.
It's the patent.
Yes.
Or he just sells mad bumpers because he has like.
No, I'm pretty sure.
manufacturing. He has manufacturing businesses. and
No,
he's-
I'm pretty sure he owns the patent for
Oh, maybe.
all car bumpers. Any car that has any kind of front or back bumper, he owns the patent for it, and he gets a paid out every time per bumper is made.
Right, especially from like Toyota. That's like his biggest. Toyota's his biggest.
Any car in the world, if he owns the patent, it's any vehicle made.
Right, but what kind of patent? All bumpers are different. I don't understand like what you mean. Like.
Just if you're making a bumper, it's based off of the patent that you're going to use from him, whatever kind of design you make. It's based off of that idea.
Yeah,
that
you're right. I'd have to.
I
see,
hate
like,
patent law because patent law is very, very, very
That's like
peculiar.
somebody like patenting like the windshield. Like well,
Someone did.
No shit. Everybody needs a.
No, he owns Flexingate, which supplies bumpers for the big 3 automakers.
Right. It's just bumpers. Just manufacturing.
Yeah, he just makes bumpers
it's
for.
only
Yeah,
manufacturing.
I don't think you can patent a fucking bumper. You know what
can.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
Dude, there was the guy that made the fucking sleeve that goes over your coffee, the dime sleeve.
Yeah,
the guy is a billionaire.
He makes it for GM, Chrysler, and Ford in the U.S.
In the U.S., yeah, I think he sells a Toyota too.
And yes, Toyota.
Toyota, yeah, that's one of his big ones. Yeah, he sells hella shit. Crazy auto parts guy. I was like, God damn, man, how do you fucking build yourself up to that? Like
It's a very weird niche thing to get into, but all of a sudden he's worth $12.1 billion.
Yeah. like what?
Shahid Khan, also known as Shad Khan, owns the patent US 6 blah 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 for a bumper cover for automobiles with any polymeric bumper.
a bumper cover.
Yeah, that could mean a lot of different things.
A bumper cover.
Yeah, you can't patent
You
a bumper.
can't, because you can't get
'Cause a
money
bumper-
off of Ford
A
and all.
a bumper is technically just any piece of plastic or foam or whatever that goes in the front and back of your car.
Like you can't patent a fucking bumper.
You could patent a style of bumper.
Well, yeah. So I went to the exact what the patent is.
Even that.
A bumper cover that is fastened to an automobile having a polymeric bumper. The bumper cover has a generally concave shell made of thin wall steel having a chrome-plated outer surface and the shape that conforms to the carrier of the car.
Sounds like a 1984 Toyota bumper.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't.
So maybe
it's
he
gotta
patented.
be a very specific thing.
Yeah, maybe he patented the OG bumpers that you saw, like the chrome bumpers that were on everything in the 80s.
Yeah.
Which, can we bring that back, please?
All like
there's a lot of shit coming back from the 80s that I don't like white tube socks and Nike Dunks and short shorts, but there's a lot of things coming back that I do like. Like
what?
Like chrome bumpers. And we need to bring back mid 90s Crown Victorias.
What about white walls? You want to bring back white walls?
Yeah.
I like
white walls are
walls.
sick. Well, depending on what they are, but yeah.
That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, white walls are dope.
I'm over chrome rims. I'm over that.
That's so 2001.
I know. 2001 to 2009, I feel like everyone had chrome rims.
Yeah. Yeah, chrome rims were all that was the rage in the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, Spreewells. Remember spinners?
God, yeah.
You know? Remember when, people would buy H2s and put 26-inch spinners on them? And you were like, wow. That guy just spent a lot of money, and that still looks like shit.
Yeah.
4 miles to the gallon, this hog.
Yep, it's just like 50 Cent pulled up in one in a video, and then it's like every wannabe had to have one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they all bought them, and it's just like
What, the Spreewells?
no, like
Spinners.
like an H2 on spinners.
Oh yeah, of course. Remember when they even went as low as to have the Dodge Magnum wagon in their video, and it's like,
Yeah,
yo, that's a $26,000 car.
but that was on spinners, so it was dope.
I wish they had $26,000
What's
cars.
the dub edition. Bro?
Yeah,
It's
bro. I remember when the G Wagon made its first appearance. What was that? Was it the Wanksta video? The 50s Wanksta video? He's riding with the bitch in the back.
Oh,
Of the
God.
G Wagon. I think it was 02, 03. That video came out. I can't remember what it was.
G-Wagon's been around for a while.
But G Wagon, that was put it on the map all the way. Oh shit, those are fat. I'm like,
right.
nah.
They've stayed the same the entire time with
Not a huge fan of the G Wagon. Never have been.
the same.
Give me an
fucking
Escalade all
truck,
day.
dude. It's
I think
Escalades are timeless.
I'm not paying for a G-Wagon, but I think they are really attractive cars.
I don't.
Vehicles.
I don't really like them, to be honest.
for the price, it's just
They're cool, but
retarded.
yeah, I don't love the
Prices
look.
through the roof.
I don't love the look of them.
240 grand, 250
My
grand.
favorite looking SUV is the HSE Sport Range Rovers.
Yeah, I like
Those are
the
the best. To me, those are the best look. Then the Escalade Vs.
Is that
Those
$90K?
the Range Rover's 120.
What the Range Rover? If
Is
you
it
get-
base?
No, brand new Range Rover Sports are 200 something.
Are they up to that high
They
now?
go up to 400 grand.
Yeah,
Dude,
they get nutty,
And
and they're kind of pieces of shit too.
Yeah, they break their garbage.
well, they're expensive to fix as hell.
Yeah, well, they break a lot. They have just tons of issues. They're one of the worst. I think one of the Consumer Reports rated them one of the worst cars for reliability and repair
electrical issues.
maintenance issues.
Someone I work with, don't say where I work or who or where, but they have a Maybach. They just recently bought it, and I saw it in the parking lot, and I'm like,
Pretty expensive car.
Yeah,
how the hell are
it's
you
about
affording this?
500,000.
So this brand new 2025 Land Rover
It was not
Range
new.
Rover Sport is 121 grand.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought they were about 121. The Range Rover Sports are $120, but you can get them then they go up from there.
But
Because
this,
there's all sorts of special edition ones and shit like that. If I remember right, it's been a long time since I've looked into a Range Rover because I haven't cared that much. But I know the Escalade Vs are almost 200
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
right off the fucking showroom floor. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Look at this 2024 Range Rover Sport. Whatever, 260 grand, 225 grand for a 2024.
But those are my favorite. Those are my favorite looking SUVs.
Yeah, they're tight as fuck.
And then it would be the Beamers. There's
With the X5s. and shit.
not even the X5.
X7,
What's the the two door one that's really sleek looking?
X3.
The X6 maybe?
Oh, the X6M.
Yeah, X6Ms are fucking
the
tight.
Fucking wide ass. How was it? 11
Yeah,
and a
dude.
halfs in the rear. And
Those
shit,
things
yeah.
are fucking sick.
Yeah,
I love those. Those are
X6M.
silly.
I'm not picturing the X6M.
Yeah, you gotta look at it. It's a
I'm
dope,
looking it up
it's
right
a
now.
dope looking
I'll show
truck.
it to you.
Yeah, I hardly call it a truck. It's
I'm on it.
it just looks like a fucking M3 on roids, like a lifted M3 on roids. It's fucking sweet.
Yeah, they're tight.
Wow.
And then Porsche trucks are pretty dope too.
Yeah, I like Porsche.
I like the
trucks.
Cayennes.
It's reasonably priced if you're not buying brand new.
What's that?
Most
XM X6.
I mean, really?
No, you can get them pretty decently cheap.
Yeah, they're
Like,
not-
23,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say for like a 2018 or something.
That's what I'm looking at. 2018.
2018, like 25 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look on Auto Trader.
45,000
all
miles.
fucking day, dude.
Yeah, dude, I need your fucking help then like a year when I have
look at Auto
literally
Trader
no car.
all fucking day, dude.
I told Paul my car was dead within like 6 hours. He had sent me like 40 links to different cars.
I was like, about what price range and what are you looking for? And then I just send you the coolest,
Yeah.
That's a 2025. That's beautiful.
Oh, I love them, dude.
Yeah, they're sick.
And then you get like the competition versions and like shit like that, dude. They get fucking.
That's
go nuts.
gorgeous.
Like the different trims the M's come in now are fucking.
That's only
tight.
74,000.
Beam
That's not
M's
even
are-
bad.
No, that's not a bad.
That's
probably not a
I
bad
don't
model.
have $74,000 to buy a vehicle, but 74,000 in
But
the
when you're
grand
talking
scheme
about a
of things,
brand new BMW
yes,
for a nice looking truck,
Yeah,
like
wait till you
75
sit
grand's
in
not
that
bad.
interior with that
523
back and that shit, you'll be
horsepower.
Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're juicy, bro.
Downpipes in a tune and you're
Wow,
like,
downpipes in the tune, baby.
God damn.
downpipes in a tune.
They downpipes in a tune, man.
it,
That's all you need. I know. It's like it sucks. I got to see underneath my car for the first time today when I went to pick it up. I was getting the oil changed.
Oh, yeah?
And I looked. Actually, didn't look bad under there. For an 8-year-old car, it looked pretty good.
What are you, 2016?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
How many
So-
miles you got in that thing?
75.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
That's not bad.
Shit
at all.
puppy. Shit puppy. It'll be my last car till I move to Florida. Then it'll be all gravy from there.
Everyone,
Then it'll be all supercharged V8s and
don't move.
BMW trucks.
CO6s and
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. That'll be it. We'll just be like, pulling up to the speedway
Wow.
in my brand new Z06.
Like completely still going back, but 2020 X6M competition, 60 grand.
That's not bad, dude. Like that's if I like. Listen, would I buy that? No, maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Not for 60 grand. For 60 grand, I'm gonna
The competition trim,
I'm gonna
though?
go buy a Ferrari 360 for 60 grand.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I'm gonna do.
No.
If I'm buying a toy car, yeah.
No, that's not a toy. That's a DD
We're talking strictly DD here.
or whatever. But you're going to get way more value out of the 60 grand that you're going to get from the Beamer than you will out of the Ferrari.
What kind of value are we talking about?
Miles driven per year. You're not putting 30,000 miles in a year or 25,000 miles in a year on your fucking Ferrari.
You could.
You could, and you'd be an idiot.
Around here in this weather,
Yeah, why the fuck not?
See, Paul has this thing where he just sees a price tag. Paul is one of those people, he knows the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
all right, this is gonna be.
I value.
This is gonna be
nothing.
out.
Exactly.
Other than the experiences in my life.
Paul's like, I value the equity is in my happiness, and that is it.
Yeah, that is
All right,
pretty
this is gonna
much
be
it.
out of the blue and like totally random because I haven't brought it up to either of you before. But I might have an opportunity to meet Jay Leno in like a couple months.
Already met him.
Paul's met him.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
All right, fuck it.
Wait, where?
He might be in the New Bedford South Coast region.
Oh, I'm down to go meet him. Where's he at? I'll be like, hey, remember this picture? Let's get another one. 5 years later, 4 years. Whatever.
I know a guy who helps him with some of his stuff,
which
I can't tell without giving up who it is, so
You
I
don't
can't
have to
say.
give it- you don't have to
no,
divulge.
I'm just saying.
Nobody's
so,
accusing you of lying
But
here.
but there's an opportunity where he might, and then he likes to drive some of his like special cars like around like the South End.
Yeah, so we just missed the Adrian's Motor Concourse Week, which is at the Marble House in Newport, and Jay Leno lives down the street.
Paul, you got to talk directly into the mic. You can't talk into the side like that.
Oh. Well, then this doesn't count. Then this doesn't work, Sean. Yeah, so
My fault.
So Jay Leno goes to the Adrian's Motor Concourse every year. Which
Why
is
don't
down
you
in Marble.
swing it out and around
No.
behind your laptop and then
We already did that because then
No,
my
it doesn't work
laptop's
for him.
halfway off the fucking desk.
He wanted
Oh,
to,
is that,
he
why
wanted
you
to
want,
cut,
is that why you want to cut things and
he
not
wanted to
stuff?
cut 5 inches
Yes.
into your desk so he can avoid this.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so
You could literally just move the chair in and just face that way a little bit, and you'd be like, yourself, you're like,
I'm
nah,
trying. Either way.
I'm tired.
No, I said I'm trying.
No, so yeah, I think it was because he would be going to Newport is like the overall.
You know, if you just pull it in and then turn it,
No, leave it.
no, yep. Now turn the mic to you.
Doesn't go. It won't.
It should. Just wrench
Look
it.
at mine. See, unscrew the black part. No, don't unscrew that. There you go.
That works.
I was gonna say I was gonna break it. That's why I didn't realize. Whatever. Fuck it. Anyway, yeah, Jay Leno goes. He lives
Paul's
right.
we've had these mic booms now for what? Since like February?
Dude, I haven't
No,
fucked with
longer.
them at all.
Last year.
It was the winter.
Yeah, of last year.
Yeah, January.
I haven't messed with it at all. It was just like fine the way it was. It was whatever.
Well, no, because you're talking into the side of the mic like this. These mics suck.
I
You gotta talk
won't.
directly into them.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show,
This is like
if you
Joe
listen to the
Rogan's
show,
show?
if you listen to the show in your free time to hear things, you would know this by now.
And mind you, I'm over here on all three, and Joey's like, "Get off your phone." I'm like, "I'm fucking doing our shit."
Well, I mean, I'm just talking to myself. You know, it's
You're
like,
not talking to yourself.
I mean, listen, no one loves to hear me talk more than me, but you know, it's a conversation. It's supposed to be conversational.
It is conversational.
You know,
We try.
we like to partake in the conversations, you know, of the things that we are talking about here. You know, we could do a Kamala word salad.
Oh, Jesus, no.
I know.
Also, if you're on YouTube right now listening, you can say something in the chat, like it, follow, subscribe, whatever you have to do on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I
'Cause
I don't know how to see people if people are watching on YouTube or not.
We have 3 watching on YouTube right now.
I'll have to figure it out later.
Sick.
But it's day 1, so
What
I
up?
appreciate the 3 people.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
up, guys? What up?
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you.
So thank you all. Thank you
you.
all. Yes, thank you for if you are joining us on YouTube or Twitch, we appreciate you.
Some guy
If you're
in
here on
Ghana.
Facebook Live, we also appreciate you too. Thanks for sticking with us. 774-992-8702. Week coming up, boys. So Patriots, Jags, Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
All I'm going to say is thank fucking God Formula One is back. I know I just got done shitting on it, but I would rather,
about to say-
I would rather,
Careful,
I would rather fucking watch shitty Formula One than watch Trevor Lawrence fucking do everything he can to torpedo my fantasy team again.
Yeah, no
for the
shit.
second straight week.
No, what are you talking about? You fucking beat me, you asshole.
Yeah, by 2 fucking points.
So what? I left 103 points on the bench.
You know what?
You got lucky, god damn it. Look at my bench. 103
and
points.
I think this is the first time. Let's see. One,
Finally won a game.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm number 2 in scoring.
So I would have beat half the league this week, but for the first time,
Would you have beat me?
This is no. Wait.
Yeah, this is fucking bullshit.
Fantasy
No.
sucks, dude.
No, you smoked me by 30 points.
I didn't know.
Fantasy sucks.
Yeah, you scored 182. I only scored 152.
Oh no! Oh, you're talking about me and Timmy.
Oh,
Right.
I would have beat Timmy,
Oh, okay.
but I wouldn't have beat you. I would have beat Paul. I beat Paul, obviously. I would have beat Timmy, Ryan, Tommy, and Jaron. That's it. So, but good news. I'm only 1 game out of the playoffs now.
Really?
Yeah. 2-4 gets me to 8th place. So
Am I in last place down there?
top 6 make the cut. One game
I'm in
out.
last
One game
place.
out, baby.
Hey, I'm technically a game and a half out, so there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. Pro football pick. Let's see how I did last week on my picks. I don't think I did. 10. I got 10 picks last week, so I got 4 wrong. Not bad. Denver fucked me. Indy fucked me. I took Jacksonville over Chicago, but that was stupid. I probably should have seen that coming. And I took Dallas over Detroit. That was my whoopsie daisy pick of the week. Yeah, that one did not go well. Other than that, though, I got everything else right, so that wasn't bad. This week, though, coming up, boys, Denver, New Orleans, Thursday night. Obviously, I'm excited for that one.
As you should be.
We got the Saints and the Panthers. We got to get these 2 wins. We got to get these 2 dubs to get us to 5-3. That way we can get halfway to my 10 wins, because then I got to find 5 more wins for the rest of the year, and that includes games against Baltimore, Cincinnati, the Chargers, 2 more games against the Chiefs, another game against the hapless Raiders, which should be another one, hopefully. But yeah, I need that 10 to hit. And if anybody knows, again, if you've been tailing my bets all year. Just bet whatever I bet
To finish top 5.
Just bet one thing less. If I bet a guy to win, bet him to finish second. Because once again,
Just bet top 5.
I bet the Charlotte Roval, and 2 guys I bet on second and third. Chris Seabell and William Byron, second, third. I'm like, I just can't catch a fucking break with NASCAR.
You're like George Washington out there talking to his men.
Yeah. That was a fucking good. The Nate Bargatze scat was fucking great.
Both of them. There's
Fucking
part 1 and
great.
part 2. Excellent. Cracked up
What's a
laughing.
good? What's the Sunday night game? Tampa, Baltimore. Gross.
Oh my God.
Oh, and then Chargers, Cardinals on Monday night.
Gah.
Ugh. Ugh. San Fran, Kansas City would have been a good game. That's gonna suck dick.
When can they flex that out? Can they start flexing after week 6?
Not soon enough. Oh, we got the barn burner. That's gonna be Indy, Miami. That'll be fun.
Oh, fun.
God, this week fucking sucks, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
what's the Dolphins' record? Is it,
Thank
is
God
it 2
it's a
and
good
4,
race.
2
Thank
and
God
5?
there's a good race on Sunday.
What are the Dolphins? 2 and 4, 2 and 5?
Yes.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh, because we're in week 7, right? Is that what week we're in?
We'll be in week 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, man, week 7 already.
Miami's 2 and 3.
They have a bye week.
They had the bye. They already did the bye. So crap games this week. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Just awful. Just across the
If the
league,
Patriots
awful.
if the Patriots can't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, should I just fully want the whole team to just give up and go for the first overall pick at 1-15?
Yeah.
1-16.
If you lose to Jacksonville and London, that's a bad hit.
You might not see
Drake
me
May,
anymore.
Gerard Mayo, or otherwise, that's a bad hit. Sorry, if Caleb Williams can do it, Drake May should be able to do it.
Right.
I just can't. I can't get on board with that. I don't understand. Because what are the Jags going to do? Do they trade Trevor Lawrence? At the,
Are they gonna play Mac Jones?
like at the end of the
What
year?
if it's Mac versus
Oh,
Drake
what if
May?
Dude, I'm sitting Trevor Lawrence this week. I'm sitting Trevor. I have to because you know he's going to get hurt, and Mac Jones is going to have to come in and play his old team.
Yep, and he's gonna watch him light it up.
It's already written, dude. They're gonna there's gonna be like a phantom concussion on Trevor Lawrence, and it's gonna fuck my fantasy team because I keep getting screwed every week.
And Mac Jones gonna come in like Eric Cotman, running into the
Dude.
game, throwing his 8-yard out passes.
I don't have any better options at quarterback though. Oh
You want
my
me to
god,
trade you
dude.
somebody? I think I have a couple decent options.
No, I mean there's plenty of guys available on the waiver wire. I just don't know which one to pick. And every time I
Okay,
pick one,
fair.
it's the wrong one. So fuck me. Jesus Christ, dude, I hate fantasy football so much. I don't know why I still play it.
It is a pain in the
Oh, I
ass.
gotta go get the
why,
fucking.
dude.
We gotta go pick up the trophy still. Drop that off in August. I told Tommy I would mail it to him because I'm like,
What? Mail it to him.
well, I'm not driving to his house. He lives in East Cuddy, bumfuck.
Oh my god.
I didn't have it ready. It wasn't ready for the draft, and I was like, well, I'll just ship it to you. We can keep
Right.
it,
Gah.
but whatever. Remind me to do that next week,
Okay, we'll do.
Paul.
Okay.
When we're dicking around on Monday after chest or something. Which,
Right.
by the way, we're going to the gym
Right.
tomorrow. You're going to the gym with me tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
not even asking you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we'll go.
We're going
with
to
10.
get we're going to get chest tomorrow morning because I need my chest day this week. You fucked me out of it today, Mister. I got a dentist appointment that I canceled anyway and didn't tell me, you dick.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Dad ratted your ass out.
He didn't rat me out.
Yeah, he did.
Just had.
Yeah, you were trying.
He didn't rat me
He's
out.
trying
I
to
have a
escape.
dentist appointment.
trying-
I like that. He's like, he didn't rat shit.
No, he ratted him out because he canceled it and didn't go.
Yeah, because I.
Wow.
I
All right, he did rat you out.
And then instead of calling me and being like, "Hey, I didn't go to my dentist appointment. You want to go hit chest?" He was like,
No.
"I want to go home."
Yeah, because I had shit to do.
Ain't nothing more important than chest day, bro.
No.
Nothing. There ain't shit more important than chest day.
Oh, yeah, because we're so adamant about it. Anyway.
How passive aggressive are you? Oh, we're so
One of us is adamant about it.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. Anyway, yeah, we'll do the trophy next week. Gotta do that. Gotta do that.
Yeah, we'll get that done.
So let's do real quick the because we said we were gonna get into Bob Kraft a little while ago.
What horrible thing would you like to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about this this new timeout movement that they're spinning throughout the league.
How about spend money on your team movement?
Yeah, how about that? How about you worry about the fucking shit product on the field, Bobby?
66 million,
So
nothing.
this whole timeout thing, this ad campaign about calling timeout on hate, like, I'm sorry, did the end racism in the end zones, did that not work? Did putting the names of dead people on the back of the helmets, was that not good enough? You know, with the slogans on the helmets, that wasn't good enough.
I'm gonna bring up timeout.
We didn't have any of that. None of that worked. Because I'll tell you what, when they said end hate in the and put end racism and end hate in the end zones, I was like, oh, well, I don't know why they just didn't think of this in 1937 in Europe. I mean, they would have saved us a whole boatload of trouble.
Right?
Like, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, it's over. That's it. Why didn't?
End 8, guys.
Jeez, who the fuck? I can't fucking believe that didn't work. I can't
Just
believe
end
it.
it.
I can't believe it. I really can't fucking believe it.
Wait, this is why I'll never leave X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. First comment I looked up because I want to make sure I had the right reading of it. Got someone that pays for to be verified, whatever. It's interesting they call it timeout on hate. That eventually means hate is going to resume, correct?
Yeah, seriously. Like, all right, guys.
Just a 30-second timeout real
The
quick.
hate's getting a little thick. Time out.
Yep.
Okay, 30 seconds. Everybody cool? All right, yeah. Meanwhile, everybody's just like, all right, let me get some more zingers in here. Let me reload
Yeah,
my
it's fucking
vocabulary. Yeah, what a fucking joke,
The
dude.
tagline, hate is winning. Let's call a timeout on hate. So I guess hate is up like 48-3. So we're just getting smoked.
Like, and of course, in a ball crowd, they come out and it's like, oh, because there's so much anti-Semitic rhetoric, going on throughout the world. I'm like,
Poor Bob.
well, yeah, I'm like, you have all these fucking losers on college campuses being like, free Palestine and down with the Jews, and it's like, y'all just turn a blind eye to them and just let them get off doing this stuff. Like, why did anybody think that was a good idea? I mean, I'm all for it, fuck it, dude, pave Gaza. Like, I don't give a flying fuck,
The timeout was on hate only. Does this mean racism is allowed? Jesus.
Dude, Twitter is the best. Like, if you're not on Twitter, and I love these people that are like,
I got banned.
oh,
Yo, wow, shocker.
but Twitter sucks. Elon ruined it. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're one of those fucking losers that probably thinks that Call of Duty needed to chat ban people. It's too toxic.
Right.
Shut the fuck up, you little
they
pussy
fucking banned me,
motherfucker.
bro. As soon as Elon bought it, I started talking mad shit to Joe Biden, and they fucking banned
Well,
me.
you can't just
Yeah, that's a presidential thing. You could get legit problems if you say enough shit to the president.
I talked mad shit to him. I was like, "You're a bitch."
All right, no, you could say stuff like that. And
Yeah,
make it,
that's all. Yeah, that's all I said.
Yeah,
to
but
him.
when Elon first bought it, though, it took like 6-7 months for his influence to actually take over. Because there were still people working there that were still doing the bidding of Jack
they were
Dorsey.
like, "Jesus, guy, you idiot, man."
So yeah, you got to get it on Twitter, dude. It's the best. There's so much fucking fun on Twitter.
I just have to ghost.
What was I love watching Jamil Hill just fucking lose her shit over every fucking thing in the world, and it's just like, you're such a dumb vapid slug.
Nick Bosa used all 3 of his timeouts in the first half of game 1 of the NFL season. He is out of timeouts.
Dude, it's so fucking funny, dude. Like, it's such a joke of a movement. Like, again, it's like the constant fucking browbeating that we're subjected to now. Like, these WNBA players being like, "Oh, I don't like these new Caitlin Clark fans that just yell racial slurs." It's like, bitch, we all know nobody's yelling racial slurs at you. First of all, nobody knows who you are, so nobody cares. On top of it, they're only there to see Caitlin Clark. So, this is what's called having fans, okay? Fans come to the game, and then they heckle you. I know this is a very new concept to you WNBA folk, but, when you go to a large stadium and you fit 30, 40, sometimes 80,000 people into one confined space, and they're all rooting for mostly one team, they're going to say things to the other team that might be unbecoming. However, it's 2024. If anybody was yelling racial slurs at Brittany Griner from the sidelines, there would be 72 camera phones on that person immediately. It wouldn't even the guy would barely have the Burger King guy. He'd be putting the crown on, and every camera would be on. I'm like, oh, what's he gonna say? We all know what's coming.
Yeah, I'm so burnt out of hearing that talk. I think WNBA has talked so negatively about the extra attention that I just don't pay attention again.
No, I don't either. We were going to lead the show with that, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
And we just gave up. We're like, who cares?
We were just like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to give the WNBA the fucking, even though I
That's
like
literally
Caitlin
what
Clark, I don't even want to give it the attention. You know what? Never mind. You don't want the attention? Okay, cool. We're not going to give it to you.
That's literally exactly how I felt,
then in
too.
2 years, when Caitlin Clark goes and plays somewhere else and leaves the WNBA, and you're all fucking sitting there going, oh, see, we told you all no one cared about us. Yeah, we never said we did.
If she went to the Big 3, she would have made double what she's making right now.
Yeah.
But it's been proven that because she's doing so many ads and things like that it's more than made up for the difference.
Of course it has. I mean, she's Caitlin Clark, dude. She's the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. That's why they can't stand her.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, who this white bitch coming in and taking our cred?
Fucking idiot.
You know what I mean? It's a fucking joke, dude. It's a fucking Jana J. Carrington or whatever her fucking name is, Brittany Griner.
What about your girl Angel Reese? Angel Reese said she's tired of being a villain, even though she likes being the villain, but she's tired of being called the villain. Then gets almost completely naked and goes on stage for some rapper 2 days later.
Yeah, stop sexualizing us. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get half naked on stage. Yeah.
It was her full ass was out.
I know. I saw it. I saw it, and I'm
Stop
just
sexualizing me, and she's all up there crying and shit. You're a fucking dumbass.
they're just such losers, dude. These young fucking kids are so fucking stupid.
It's just hypocritical too.
It's beyond. And the thing is they have no shame, so they don't know that. They don't care about being called a hypocrite, which is the worst
they don't
part.
give a fuck.
Which is
Whatever. I got a Urus. Fuck you. It's like, okay.
Oh,
It's like,
what?
A Urus, a Lamborghini SUV. It's just.
Oh, I had no idea what that was.
It's just a juiced up fucking.
I thought you were trying to say
QRS,
Yaris.
Whatever. No, Urus. No, it's just a.
It's basically a Volkswagen.
It's an Audi.
Yeah.
It literally has Audi parts printed on underneath. Like you can see, it's a Lambo. It's owned by Audi.
But it's probably not even hers. It's probably leased or being borrowed.
She's got no money. She probably was a dumbass and dropped cash money on a depreciating asset.
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, I would too, though. I can't blame her if I was making just
dude.
money off shaking my ass and crying about it.
She makes no money off of her contract.
Well, no, but
No, she had an NIL
nil
money.
money and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she makes money off endorsements. Her contract, dude. WNBA, what do they make? Like, and that's why she commands $80,000 a year.
No, that's why
It was
she
like $70K.
commands over $20,000, Mike. You know, commands.
She averages 7.8 points per game.
Family Guy hit it on the head when they used
Dude, they
that
really
term.
did.
That's why she commands over 20,000.
And listen to this raucous fan. Yay!
Yeah.
The one fat dude, just the hot dog and the foam finger. Yay!
Yeah.
I love it. Family Guy did have some good hits. Good hits.
Yeah.
Not like South Park good, but they were good. Very good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, all right, well, whatever. Bob Kraft sucks. That whole organization is just
But the like
being returned to shite.
I'm glad I looked it up because I was trying to find the exact reasoning of like what's the purpose. Like if you went to the website and you just put about us, like what is your goal?
Yeah.
Because everyone's
your
making
mission statement?
everyone's making a joke about being like, so it's temporary, so you're hoping to stop it for a little bit, but not for the long time. Like, what's up? Or it's just like a money grab because it's a nonprofit thing they just throw together. They get all these celebrities to go out there and endorse it. There's really nothing on it really of like what they're trying to stop except like just stop hate and racism. Okay, but there's a whole war going on about it. We briefly talked about NIL, and there was an athlete. I don't think it was in football that said if my school wants to keep me, I'm going to request a $40 million NIL deal to be kept.
Wasn't that Travis Hunter?
Travis Hunter.
Was it Travis Hunter?
Probably.
I thought it
be.
was like some young blonde girl that's like crazy hot that everyone like is like obsessed
Livy Dune?
about. Maybe.
Oh, maybe, but she kind of disappeared. She's like, yeah, I'm good.
Nah, she's doing all sorts of ads for like Lululemon or whatever, and like all sorts of shit now. Yeah, she's everywhere.
I'm gonna look up both. It might have been Travis Hunter, but I'll double check.
Speaking of Travis Hunter, did you guys watch any of the Colorado K-State game on Saturday night?
Very little.
No.
So it's funny because like my dad, I always talk to my dad always talks to me about football and like sports and stuff, and he hates when like the color commentators like have to reinvent the wheel with what they're saying and like throw like too much like slang terms into the game. You know, like he's like he hates when they're like, you know, every 5 seconds like Joe Tessitore's be like, and he's pounding the rock right up the middle. It's like, yeah, you could just say he ran it up the middle. Like you don't need to you know like or the you know they come up with like this colorful like ways to like insert slang or words into it. And I don't know who was calling the Colorado game on Saturday night. And I don't have all the I almost started writing the shit down because they were so fucking over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It was so bad. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game going like, oh my God, dude. I was like, if my dad is watching this game right now, he is going to fucking lose his fucking shit. Like, he'll mute it. He'll just be like, I'm watching this on mute. Fuck this.
Yeah.
He will. But I'm watching it, and there was this one guy, like this one, at one point, the only one I remember that he said because it was so fucking ridiculous. And he sounded like Joe Tessitore, but he wasn't Joe Tessitore.
Okay.
But he was one of those guys, it's like, you could tell he's trying to be bigger than the game. Like, dude, no one's here to listen to you call the game. They're here to watch it.
I hate that.
And we just want to hear you. Like, we just need you to tell us what's going on so that we know, like, what's going on as it's happening. And not you. Like, we don't need your extra bullshit. And Shedeur Sanders gets sacked. And he goes down. He's like, and Shedeur goes down. And this defensive line has been in his chest like bronchitis all night. And I'm like, he did not. No, he did not just fucking say that.
Written down.
Had to have.
And he had that written down.
Had to have had it written down.
Most
and
of
I'm
these
like,
guys write these things in advance.
they've been in his chest like bronchitis. Like, that's what you came up with?
COPD.
Like, no wonder why you're calling the Colorado K-State game and not Bama, Georgia, you fucking lightweight.
Yep.
Like, holy shit, dude. And I literally heard that, and I was running a race on Saturday night. I think I was racing Indy cars, and I didn't have a chance. I wanted to start writing it down, and then I went to go back and rewind the game to like start listening to it, but like there was just too much going on. I fell asleep. So I was like, fuck this. But I was like, it was the worst. Like, I haven't hated listening to somebody call a game since Joe Tessitore was on Monday Night Football.
Wow, yeah.
Like, I'd rather listen to Gus Johnson. At least Gus is, like, just wildly energetic.
Right.
You know? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, who's worse. Rich Eisen has got to be one of the worst color commentators I've ever heard.
Really?
Like, London games suck as it is. Rich Eisen just makes them worse. Somehow, some way, he makes
Rich
the game
Eisen
worse.
is not good as a commentator.
Dude, he's awful.
He's
Back on,
annoying.
Listen to him on Sunday morning when you're watching the Jags and the Patriots.
Annoying. I find him very annoying. Like, I don't like his show.
His show fell off big time.
No, I think his show sucks.
So pretentious.
It's boring.
Boring. No energy.
No.
Like, they're all just, like, sitting there, like, loafing around. Like, it's like they're all just sitting there, like, how much money are we getting paid to do this? Like, really? This is
That's fucking
football stuff, I guess. Sports. Pay me.
Right,
No, but-
right.
Like, at
And that's
times,
it. And they're like, oh, this is boring you? Fuck you, I'm rich.
Yes, yes, because sometimes you'll like. I used to turn into that show like when I had a chance, or the podcast version, and it would always start off the beginning like it would be like, "Welcome, good morning." They always have good energy because you want to have good energy when you start the shows, and then it would go into, "Man, it's a crazy week in this world, huh?" At least we can rely on sports to get away from some of this sometimes. But let me tell you how I feel about some of these issues, and I'm like,
Oh, they get.
Didn't you
they're-
just
they're
say to get
so
away from it?
Fucking pretentious, dude.
Oh,
And Rich Eisen's a
annoys
fucking
me.
flaming lib, and he pisses me off.
it's
Yep.
so I don't mind politic talk with whatever way you're leaning, except when you make a statement saying we're not going to do it, and then we do. I mean, we're hypocrites too. We're not going to do it, and
No,
we do it
we're
anyway.
not because we said limited.
That's right. He did correct me. He's like, we said limited.
This is limited.
And we throw jabs all the time. That's fine.
That's fun.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and wax poetic about how Trump was speaking at like the Chicago Economic Forum today, you know, and talking about tariffs and with, you know, people with degrees and economic experts. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is going on a podcast about, you know, blowjobs and cucking your boyfriend. You know, I mean, these two things are not the same.
Wait a minute. What podcast was that?
Call her daddy.
No.
you
you
didn't
on
s-
that?
Do you pay any attention?
Yeah.
I don't like
she
Kamala
did, yeah.
Harris. I don't.
I know, but like, how do you not know this? This is part of her whole media blitz. She did that, The View.
I know The View. I know she's trying to go on Joe Rogan.
She went on 60 Minutes where they edited the interview because they accidentally posted the original one where she gave a word salad answer, and then they reposted it. Then when they aired it, they cut the fucking word salad out and made it like and she gave a different answer.
What about when he asked the question the third time? He's like, "Yeah, but what are you gonna do?"
They cut that part out
about
of the
border
end one.
crisis?
Yeah.
Right. The guy sitting there. And he's like, "You didn't answer my." And this is the dude from 60 Minutes,
Yeah,
mind
no,
you. that
Oh
was
yeah,
telling
Bob
this.
Costas was fucking horrible too.
Yeah, he's a fucking chode though.
He's a wicked chode.
Bob Costas is awful.
Chode motherfucker. Remember he had pink
I'm not
eye
seeing
on the
comments.
Olympics?
Oh,
I
no.
laughed. I was like, fucking loser.
No, this is so that's on Twitch.
I'm like, maybe you shouldn't let
So
your
I
dogs
get all
run
the
their
comments
ass on
from
your
all the
pillow at
things
night.
on Streamlabs.
Damn.
So I have the multi-stream comment section.
Oh, see, you were talking about that at the beginning of the show, Sean.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have the thing.
I can't see that on Twitch either.
I might be able to you might be able to download Streamlabs mobile.
okay.
On the
but I don't know.
Twitch.
Well, damn.
I
Well,
don't know.
welcome on Twitch.
But yeah. But no, yeah, Rich Eisen sucks, dude. Like in his show now, like when I try to watch his show, it just comes off as like this is a really shitty ripoff of the Dan Patrick show. Like the Dan Patrick show, the DP show for years was the gold standard, in my opinion, for sports talk radio shows, like or simulcasts, because they were one of the first people. Like they had the man cave, they had the mobile man cave where they would set up it on radio at the Super Bowl every year and have guests. It was the fucking best show ever, dude. When they had that original DP with Fritzy McLovin, fucking what's his name?
You had different characters and cast.
Yeah, they were just, dude, it was the best show. Like, and DP was a god. You know what I mean? Like he was one of the original funny guys from SportsCenter back when like Keith Olbermann was still funny on SportsCenter.
Okay.
You know, back
Yeah.
before Keith Olbermann fucking went off the fucking rails with his TDS.
I say Pat McAfee is the new guy that like, but ESPN
Pat-
handcuffed a lot of his stuff.
But Pat's still the best though, because you can still see Pat pushing to do what Pat does,
Absolutely.
and they're not until people get sick of him, dude. He's gonna keep getting bigger, and the thing is with Pat's show, you can tell it's authentic.
Yes.
There is nothing like manufactured or fabricated about what they're saying, or like, like obviously like the topics are planned out, the show structure's planned out.
Absolutely.
Like, we don't plan anything out. We just wing it.
We just
Yeah,
send it, bitch.
We're also not a
We're doing it live.
We're not a multi-million dollar operation like with 20 people working behind the glass where all we're going to do is show up, read some papers, and do what we do best, which is talk about sports. That being said, you can tell like the
Roddy
energy,
Jones, thank you.
the energy, the passion, the everything that goes into that show comes through, and it shows, and that's why it's so good, because you can tell how authentic it is. Whereas with Rich Eisen's show, it's just like it's like a lazy sports show.
It's forced.
Yeah, it's not like Skip and Shannon forced.
No.
Which was like they were forced to like the other end of the spectrum. Like Rich Eisen's show looks like everybody's got a gun to their head and they're being forced to do the show. Skip and Shannon look like they're just like, let's see who can say the most ridiculous shit today.
Skip Bayless, did you see him this weekend? I did see that interview where he came out and he addressed the Shannon Sharp situation.
I didn't know.
So, why don't you keep up with it, motherfucker?
Because I'm too busy keeping up with politics, shit that actually matters.
All right, no, I'm saying, I didn't know about Call Her Daddy though, for real. That's awful. But yeah, no. Apparently,
which means apparently the second most popular podcast in the country.
It is the second most popular podcast in the country because she is basically the female Dave Portnoy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's Barstool. It's Barstool Sports for girls. That's what it is.
Right.
And it's the same kind of stuff. Like, everyone says like Barstool slut shames, like, and they talk shit about women. Call Her Daddy literally just man slut shames, and they just talk crazy shit about men, but that's like the whole purpose of the show.
Right.
So it's whatever. So it's
yeah,
it's
whatever.
It's
like if that floats your boat, go for
Good
it.
for you.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, hey,
whatever.
make your money. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate on it. I mean, I have no interest in listening to it.
No.
I'll never. You know what I mean? I might give it a listen just to see like what it's about now.
I'm still not going to.
But honestly, like I have so much shit that I have that occupies my time. I'm not going to. But anyway, what
I
you saying?
don't have the time for it. So Skip Bayless said essentially that Shannon Sharp on commercial break on the debate that ruined the show was him saying that Brady was in a different stratosphere of Hall of Fame than Shannon Sharp, and Shannon Sharp took that so personal that Shannon Sharp even agrees that was the day the show ended in his mind.
Right, but I don't disagree with why Shannon would get pissed off about that. That's like telling somebody that like, oh, you were only in the Army, you weren't a Marine, bro. They're in a different stratosphere.
That's exactly what that is.
Like, that's the best way I can equate it, like off the top.
He was a three-time.
I'm sorry. Like, did I not put my life on the line in the Middle East just the same way a Marine did? Like,
right.
I'm sorry. Like, go fuck yourself.
Especially if you didn't at all.
Three-time Super Bowl MVP tight end. Well, not three-time Super Bowl MVP, but three-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer,
tight end,
amazing career,
8th round pick back when they still had 8 rounds.
Amazing career. Took it personal, and in Sharp's mind, and even though at commercial break, Skip never addressed it. After the show ended, the HR guy that was watching the show came in and took them both aside and was like, I think we need to address this. And Skip Bayless was like, this is all, I think it was on, was it on Big Cat and PFT show? But he definitely did it. He did like a tell-all. And they said they brought us in the room, and he goes, I learned with Shannon HR in the room that Shannon Sharp was absolutely hurt. And he was like, I don't think we're ever going to recover from this. Like, told him flat out. Like that was the thing. And he said that they had a great talk. He's not going to say what word for word what happened in there. He said at the end of that meeting, at the end of that day, we hugged it out, and we never talked about it again. And whatever it was, like 3, 4, 5 months later, Shannon, I guess, went to the media, and he was like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not re-signing for the show. I'm done. Went to Fox Sports.
Yeah.
I'm not signing with the show. I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere else. The show's over. And Skip found out from the people that run the show that Shannon was leaving, not from Shannon directly.
Yeah,
and he says now they have a better relationship after the fact, but he goes, it's not a relationship though.
Right.
They're cordial.
Yeah, I mean, you insulted a man's playing career. That, and not for if you know Shannon Sharp and you've listened to Shannon Sharp, and I listened to Shannon Sharp a lot when he used to be on the radio, when he was just getting started, when he had first retired.
Yep.
Back in like 04, 05, when he was on the morning drive with Bob Popper on Sirius XM on NFL Network.
Yep.
Like, I used to listen to him a lot. Like, I've called into his show before, I've talked to him. Shannon takes a lot of pride in what he was able to accomplish.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of pride, being raised by his grandmother in Georgia, like the whole nine, and a literal shack. It was literally 4 walls and a roof. That was it.
Right.
Like, this dude, like, you've seen the football life. Like, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but Shannon Sharp, he's one of those like came from fucking nothing. And then accomplished everything he accomplished, did everything he did. So for somebody to sit there who's never stepped foot on the field at that level,
and told me he's not in the same
and
stratosphere.
tell me you're not even in the same stratosphere as this guy, like, yeah, I would take that fucking personal too. Right. Because first of all, fuck you, like he won 3 Super Bowls as a tight end.
Yeah.
Like that's nothing to spit at.
It's like him, Kelsey, and Gronk. That's it.
Yeah, like that's nothing to spit at, dude. And first of all, and second of all, like stop gargling Brady's balls and acting like it wasn't Bill Belichick that got him all those Super Bowls. Like 6 out of the 7 were Bill Belichick. The 7th one, he handpicked a roster, went to it, and was like, "Oh, you guys were 8-8 with Jameis Winston throwing 30 picks last year. How about I cut that number down to 8 and let's see what we can do."
Right.
I mean, still going to throw 3 interceptions in the NFC Championship game because that's what I do. I'm Tom Brady. I throw picks in championship games, but somehow we're going to be able to pull it out
Still
because
win.
you know, in that NFC Championship match of Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, it was a quintessential "I don't want her, you can have her, she's too fat for me."
Right.
And
Jesus.
which Aaron Rodgers ended up ultimately winning that battle because he was like, "No, Tom, she's too fat for me. You can
Last
have
one
her."
to touch the hot potato.
Yep. And Brady went on and then went and beat, a Kansas City team that had no offensive line, no defense, and were just maligned at that point. But neither here nor there. Cool. So Brady did it. Okay, great. I get it. Brady won one without Belichick. Woo! Cool, man. Peyton Manning dragged 4 fucking head coaches to Super Bowls. Okay, that's never been fucking done. That's more impressive to me than winning 7 with 2. Like, you know what I mean? Not like, oh, the grand number of them. Like, obviously, Brady's got 5 more rings than Manning. It's not a comparison in the ring department, but there's a reason why Peyton Manning's 3-1 against Brady in AFC championships. Right. There's a reason why Peyton Manning has a winning record against Brady in the postseason. So all these things come full circle, but like stop acting like. And if you Skip Bayless and all these like Brady sycophants out there, like stop acting like Tom Brady. Oh, what was Belichick without Brady? I don't know, but Belichick drafted Brady, developed him, and built him into the quarterback he was. So. It's like the people that are like, well, if you look at the numbers, as of September 12th, 2001, white people have accounted for more terrorist deaths in this country than Muslims. It's like, yeah, but 24 hours earlier than that, you had 3,500 people get smoked by some Muslims. So you can't just kind of cherry pick that stat out of there.
Right.
Right. Hey, it doesn't work like that. You're kind of leaving out a big fucking part of the story here,
Right.
So when you talk about Belichick and Brady, and I don't mean to go off on a Brady-Belichick rant here again, but to say that Belichick was nothing without Brady is fucking ridiculous because Belichick built Brady. Brady was Brady because he had Bill Belichick. If Tom Brady gets drafted by the Cleveland Browns, we never know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh, Brady has said that though many times. Brady has said it all depends on where you get drafted, who's your coach, what the ownership is like. It all plays a factor, and he is very open about that.
And he hit the ground running with Kraft and Belichick being where they were at, where that team was at. Because you remember, they had just signed Bledsoe to that $100 million deal.
10 years, $100 million.
Yep.
Which was like crazy that time.
Which was, granted, it was incredibly backloaded. And if you look at the structure of that, you're like, that was back in the good old days, the 7-year contracts where you were like, yeah, the first 3 years is like, $12 million, and then the last 4 years is 80. And you're like, he's getting cut after 3, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
The old Steve McNair deal. But yeah, you can't just omit that part of history and just say like, oh, Belichick was nothing without Brady. Like, no. No, Brady became Brady because he was coached by Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. That's how that works.
That's exactly how that works.
Okay, cool. Brady had a competitive fire that you can't teach. Great. So does fucking everybody.
A lot of guys. I wish a lot more guys had that.
Mahomes has it.
Yeah, but plenty of guys want to win. Plenty of guys, Phillip Rivers wanted to win more than anybody, but it wasn't his fucking It wasn't his fault that he was coached by Norv Turner and Marty Schottenheimer in most of his career.
Pretty sure like about 1,000 out of the 1,500 NFL players want to win. The other 500 just for paychecks.
Yeah.
I think wide receiver is the biggest position that don't care if they win or not.
Well, because they know every Sunday all they need is that one highlight reel in the all weeks about them. Yeah. So it's like they get that taste every time of like that household name
and
shit.
Again,
they're like, fuck it.
And we talk about this on the show all the time, but for those watching on Twitch and YouTube for the first time, first of all, welcome, thank you. But for the for the 100 millionth time that we talk about on the show, like look at the top 5 wide receivers of all time. Top 5 greatest. Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, Tim Brown. Okay, you could throw. I guess you want to throw Don Hudson in there or whoever like your fifth one is, but I'll go with Tim Brown. Only one of them has a ring.
Tim Walls.
And Jerry Rice has all three. Like that's it. That's the only guy.
I know,
the
that's
other
funny,
four, the other four, T.O., Moss, Carter, and Brown don't have
rings, man.
And when you look at the top 10 list of wide receivers all time, Larry Fitzgerald,
Fitz don't have
Andre
sucks.
Johnson,
Yep.
Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
I mean, like the list goes on and on. These guys.
Antonio Brown has one. Yeah.
AB has one. Yep.
Did he have two?
I think just the one.
No, just the one.
Just the one.
Because they lost in 2010.
Oh, to Green Bay.
He was a he was a rookie in 08. Yeah, he was a rookie
He was
in
a
08.
rookie in 08.
And then they lost in 2010.
Right. Okay.
How, speaking of Brady, and I know wherever we are in the conversation, Brady 4 hours ago and Richard Seymour apparently were both unanimously approved to be now partial owners of the Raiders.
I mean, for the first time in a long time, Raiders have competent ownership.
Now, do the
I mean,
Raiders?
granted, it's only 5%, but
Do you think the Raiders
still
go out now?
95% a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think the Raiders and do you think Brady and Seymour then now go to Mark Davis, who is the owner, and say, why don't we just get rid of this jackass Pierce and we bring in Belichick right now?
Because I guarantee you,
Because Bill's not going there.
no.
Not a chance now.
He
Bill
loves
goes to
history,
Vegas.
though.
Yeah, but
I still think it's going to be the Giants. 100%.
I'm with you on the Giants. I think Dayball's out.
You don't
Giants-
think, you don't
Giants,
think
Philly
McCarthy's
second.
going to get fired and Jones calls up Belichick and says,
Bill's not going to. Bill's
Bill-
not
I'll
going to Dallas.
throw $100 million.
He won't do it. I don't think Bill's going to do it.
He won't do it because
I don't
he
think so.
he doesn't. I don't think he trusts Jerry Jones as a person.
Bill is going to go exactly where Bill wants to go under the circumstances Bill wants to go there. If they are anything but his terms, he's not going.
He's not going.
He doesn't have to.
No.
He has
He
nothing left
writes
to
his
prove.
own book, bro.
He has nothing left to prove. He's the greatest coach of all time in any sport. Period. End of story.
I can't wait to
More
read
than
that
Phil
book.
Jackson? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say yes. Maybe who like Red, maybe, but that
No,
was
better
still,
than Red.
That was still cheating because there was only like
It was an 8-team league.
I was
Yeah.
going to say,
Guys
like,
had
Phil
second
Jackson
jobs back
passed
then.
Our back, didn't
It's
he?
like, again, we're still everybody's talking about, Michael Jordan's better than Kobe. Like, he has more rings. Well, okay, then I guess Bill Russell's the best. Whoa, hold on. Oh, okay, now the rings don't matter. Right, okay.
Right.
Just going to tailor that argument exactly how you want it. Fuck out of here.
I don't like the rings argument.
They either matter or they don't. Now, I will say this. In basketball, rings do mean more than football
Well,
in terms of
small-
measuring
small-
greatness.
Five dudes.
small
because
teams.
because one guy, even though the Bulls won a shitload of games, 55 games without Michael Jordan, they still didn't win a championship without him. If they'd won one championship without Michael
him,
Jordan,
yeah.
then we are having a totally different conversation about Michael Jordan.
Right.
But Jordan, and again, you want to put Jordan's your GOAT? I got no problem with that. He's
Yeah,
not
that's
mine, but I have no problem with you calling Jordan the GOAT.
Nope.
To me, it's still Larry Bird.
Yep. Always will be.
And he only has 3 rings. And I say only because, if it wasn't for Magic Johnson, he would probably have 6. So,
Yeah.
but Magic got the better end of that deal.
I say that for a lot of players. Like if they didn't have like adversity in their careers, like how many would they have? Like different eras, different teams, different sports.
But that's what makes it fun, though.
Yes,
Like we can sit here and talk about like Manning and Brady, for example. Brady's got
Everyone used that. Yeah.
7-2. But what Manning was able to do, taking 4 different head coaches to Super Bowls, never been done before. First guy to win it on 2 different teams. Set every record known to man. Had a winning record against Brady in the postseason. Right. He lost his first 2 games to Brady and then never lost to him again.
Right.
And he was 3-1. He batted .750 against him in AFC championships. When it matters. So, but he didn't. He wasn't able to, or the Colts weren't able, or the Broncos weren't able to put enough. Like if they win, if they beat the Saints in 09 and the Seahawks in 13, and Manning's got 4.
Yeah.
The Brady sycophants still won't. They wouldn't yield anything, but I think the conversation is a lot more open to discussion at that point because you're like, well, yeah, okay, but like Peyton Manning got one with Tony Dungy, fucking what's his name there? That fucking the other dude there, the stand on the suit, the Mike Brown of the NFL, fucking
Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, good call. I couldn't
Jim
think of his name.
Caldwell, and then if he gets one with John Fox and Gary Kubiak, like
Yeah.
Kubiak, I still think Kubiak was the best coach that Manning had, just because of what Kubiak did with that team that year, in particular.
Well,
like
they won that year.
that was
the year they won it. Yeah, but when you look,
15.
but think about it. What team loses their starting quarterback for 7 weeks in the middle of the season, or 5 weeks in the middle of the season,
and does well.
still finishes with the number 1
Was that
seed?
the torn quad? the year? No.
No, it was
No.
2014
Yeah, because
when he tore his quad and we got lost to Indy in the divisional round.
Yep.
No, that was the year they won the Super Bowl. That was the year Brock came in, beat the Patriots.
Oh, and held it down for a little while.
Held it
until
down.
he came back. That's
But,
right.
like, you look at the way Kubiak handled the offensive line, the injuries. I mean, we grabbed Evan Mathis. That was his name, right? Evan Mathis?
Yes, it was.
We grabbed him, like, off the scrap heap mid-season.
Played well.
Played for an offensive lineman, played really good for us. Like, Kubiak manipulated that roster and put guys in positions to succeed, like, probably better, as good as anybody could have ever done.
Well, he essentially ran the Shanahan offense. That's as close to like having Shanahan in there as you could.
But the way he handled the adversity with the injuries, especially when you're talking about Peyton fucking Manning going down, like, this isn't like, it's not like, fuck, man, like, Trent Dilfer got hurt. We had to go to Tony Banks for a week. Like,
oh my God, Tony Banks, what a throwback!
not the same. Not the same.
Lloyd Banks.
Right.
He kind of looked like Lloyd Banks too a little
They
bit.
did. They
But
had the same
facial hair.
pencil, yeah.
But like that was so Kubiak arguably the best coach that Manning had. I mean, outside and Tony Dungy's the only one going to Canton.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So and even still, like and as good of a coach as Dungy was, like, dude, they came up short a lot in big games under Peyton.
Yeah, they were ass.
Especially against the Chargers in the postseason.
Dude, the Chargers had their number. I mean, listen, I could go back. You go back to 1999. They lose to the Titans at home. The Colts were 13-3. They lose to the Titans. Eddie George rips off a big run. I think it was like 19-16 or something like that. A low-scoring game. Okay, figure we'll be back. 2000, they end up losing to the Dolphins in overtime after Peyton ties the game and sends it to overtime. 2001, they miss. 02, they get blown out by the Jets, 41-0 wild card weekend. 03, they lose in New England to the Patriots. They hold them. Vinatieri kicks 5 fucking field goals. But they get picked off 4 times.
Right.
And that was the beginning of the Patriots. Everything looks like cover 2. We didn't show them anything. The weather was shitty. It was just, there was their day. 04, same thing. Greatest offense of all time. 3 points in the divisional round in Foxborough. Edgerrin James giving up the ball to Teddy Bruschi inexplicably. Defense, Corey Dillon just fucking mowing down the Colts defense.
Well, that was like his year. He was like 1,600 yards rushing that year.
05, the 05, I mean, Nick Harper, if he just gets to the sideline, Colts win the Super Bowl in 05 instead of the Steelers.
Right.
Because Big Ben makes the shoestring tackle on the Bettis fumble because you want to talk about I don't want her, you can have her, she's too fat for me. Fucking
shoulda, coulda,
that
woulda.
was fucking Bill Cowher was the king of that. Like,
Oh,
Bill
my
Cowher would
God.
get to the end of games and be like, how can I fuck this up
Every
today?
year.
Never
Every
failed.
year.
And even and in 05 was the only year that he did it and it didn't fucking bite him in the ass.
No, I know.
So 05 they lose. 06 they go on, they win it. 07 they catch the Billy Phillip Rivers gets hurt, tears his ACL. Billy Volek comes in and Michael Turner runs it down their throat in the divisional round. They don't even get to New England for the AFC Championship game, which they would
know.
have beat them in 07.
Yeah,
08,
Patriots
same thing.
stumbled in that game.
12-4, they got to go on the road to the 8-8 Chargers. Remember that was the first time a 12-4 team had to go on the road.
Yep.
In 08, Darren Sproles in overtime takes it down the fucking sideline. Game over.
Yep.
2009, they lose the Super Bowl to New Orleans. 2010, they lose in the divisional round again to the Jets. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
lost to the
was the
Jets because
Sanchez,
Antonio
yeah.
Cromartie had the punt return late in the game because Anthony Gonzalez dropped the ball that would have put the Colts in field goal range. Instead,
Yep.
they had to punt it, and we watched that at Knuckleheads. Remember, we said, "All right, just don't give up a big punt return." Antonio Cromartie zipped right up to the fucking Colts 45-yard line. And we're like,
Yep.
"Wow, they're one
Okay.
first down away from field goal range."
Yep.
That was it. Peyton gets hurt in 2011. 2012, we get jump ball Joe. 2013, we get blown out by the Seahawks. 14, torn quad. We lose to the Colts. 15, we win it. That's it, Peyton's career. So I just went over every fucking Peyton Manning playoff win
Right.
through his career. In case anybody was wondering.
Wow, he's been retired for 9 years.
I know.
Yeah, it's fucking nutty, dude.
He had a great retirement press conference.
I mean, I could do the same for Brady, too, but
I don't want to.
I love the ones Brady loses. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I know they are.
But there's so many that he should have lost that he didn't.
Guess what? I'm happy just fucking even being talked about wild card right now.
I know.
If the Patriots won 2
How the
games,
mighty
I'd be
have
like,
fallen.
Oh,
How the mighty have fallen. All right, let's put a happy little bow on this. We'll give it 10 more minutes and we'll get out of here. I'll be 2.5 hours, boys. That's a good show.
God damn.
Yeah.
We've been going. Good shit. Again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight on New Bedford Guide on Facebook Live, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube. Please go ahead and feel free to subscribe to us on any of those platforms
Or
as well.
follow on Twitch right now.
Yeah, follow, subscribe, whatever it is. We're going to be doing other stuff too. I do a lot of I'll stream a bunch of iRacing. Well, not a bunch, but when I do feel like streaming racing, it's usually on Twitch and it'll be on Twitch and YouTube now.
Yeah.
And maybe the Row One Seat One Facebook page just to keep that going too, because I like doing that. I like the Facebook page to be alive. But speaking of racing, so we touched on it a little bit earlier in the show. The NASCAR playoffs, the round of 8 concluded, or the round of 12 concluded at the Charlotte Roval on Sunday. Kyle Larson won. Obviously, two of the 4 guys that I bet on to win it finished second and third.
I should have been betting on Kyle Larson. I joked about it.
Yeah, but he was only like plus 450.
I know, but every time you mention him, it's like Kyle Larson. I'm like, why the fucking?
He's a beast. He's the best race car driver on the planet. Don't let any of these Formula One fans tell you it's Max, Kyle, because you put Max in a dirt midget, and he's going to be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, he ain't going to be able to handle nothing.
So anyhow, the big takeaway from the Roval. So Alex Bowman, the 48 Allied Bank car, Hendrick Motorsports. There had been rumblings all year that he was going to be replaced. At the end of this year, because he hadn't been holding up his end of the bargain. All of a sudden, the 48 team goes on a tear. They get into the playoffs. They win the Chicago Street Course. They get in, and they were consistently just chipping away throughout these playoffs, getting closer and closer to the round of 4. They had made it into the round of 8 at the end of the Roval. They had run a really good race. I want to say he finished in the top 10, maybe even top 5. I can't remember exactly where he finished, but he had a good run. And kind of silenced everybody. Everybody was like, oh, shit. Like, we kind of all picked Alex Bowman to be out. Like, kind of one of the first 4 out.
Right.
Maybe not first 4, but definitely second round out. He gets in. Joey Logano gets eliminated. You're like, damn, former champion, 2-time former champion out. Logano's out. Like, what a dismal year for him. Then the dreaded post-race inspection comes. And this used to be a lot scarier back in the day than it is now, because a lot more could go wrong, and you would push the envelope. So anybody who knows racing knows that everybody is looking to gain an edge, whether it's legal or not. So, you might have a fire extinguisher that's sitting in the car that's full of tungsten when you go to weigh in. Then you swap that out with a regular fire extinguisher at the race,
Right.
Lose a couple pounds. Listen, I'm not saying that happens, or I know it happened. I'm just saying that there are stories.
Fire extinguisher full of tungsten. That was like $100,000 fucking fire extinguisher.
Whatever.
It's weight.
Lead, probably,
I mean, who cares? Every team's probably got them because they're like, fuck it, we can afford it.
No shit. I was going to say, like, these are the.
If it's gonna help us.
Why are they using an engine hoist to take out that fire extinguisher?
Yeah, no shit. Fucking tungsten fucking fire.
So the post-race inspections used to be very scary. Now, you remember there was a very famous story of Smokey Yunick. You remember the dad's car from Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby's dad?
Yes.
What was it? Chevelle?
Yeah.
The Chevelle, the black and gold Chevelle. That was Smokey Yunick. That was modeled after Smokey Yunick's car. So there was a I think it was Buddy Baker or Buddy Parsons that was driving it. I can't remember exactly what it was. But NASCAR, they knew he was cheating, and they couldn't figure out what he was doing, and they took the fuel tank out of the car. And they're like, we don't know how he's doing it. They disassembled the car. They never put the fuel tank back in. And Smokey Yunick just hopped in, fired up the car, and drove it away with no fuel tank in it.
That's crazy.
Laughing the whole fucking way after they cleared it from inspection.
Yep.
And it was like, so that was the level, because he was hiding gas lines in the roll cage.
That's awesome.
So, like, there was like, and like shit like that's happened. I mean, Jeff Gordon got busted. Ray Evernham got busted with like lightweight wheels one time.
Right.
Mark Martin had like an ultra tight coiled fuel line one time. They gave him like an extra gallon and a half of gas.
I was going to say, oh shit, we're out of it. Yeah, but we got about an extra 80 feet of gas line, so there's a lot more gas.
So like shit like that happens all the time. And NASCAR gives a lot of windows, right? Like in terms of like weight, and like for example, speeding on pit road. There is a 5 mile an hour limit on pit road because these cars don't have speedometers in them, so they have tacks. So there is a 5 mile an hour buffer. So when you hear a guy be like, "Oh, I got fucking pinched for 0.3 miles an hour over," it's like, well, no, you were actually 5.3 miles an hour over. So
right,
yeah, they're gonna hit you for that. So NASCAR gives weight. Windows. The car has to weigh a certain amount with the driver in it, and you're allowed to like replenish the fluids,
right?
Put whatever back in the car, like do all this stuff to get the weight back up to where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And the 48 car came in 17 pounds light.
Jesus.
Which is well outside of the allotted window.
Well outside.
So
I don't know by how much, but it's outside the window.
So what does that, as someone that watches all the time, what does that signify? Like, what did they do?
So they weighed the car in.
Yes.
Cheated.
And then they
No, I know, but like how?
And then they took the tungsten tape deck out of the dash and replaced it with the old aluminum one. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. They did something.
There's no rumors or anything of what it was?
Helium in the tires.
We don't know. We don't know what they did.
That would make a difference.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
The bottom line is the car did not meet weight. And you're allowed like several opportunities to like get the car up to weight, and they couldn't do it.
Was he just saying the car burned calories and lost weight?
So if you
That's
look,
a joke.
so if you watch the way the
Right.
way NASCAR redid the Roval, they put these things. They're called turtle curbs.
Okay.
And they're big curbs. And if you go back and look at any of the stills from the Roval, you will see many still photos of cars with all four tires a good like 6 to 12 inches off the ground. Because they hit those things, the cars pop up in the air and slam back down. And if you watch, there's one replay where Alex Bowman hits one of those turtles, and you see a chunk of something come off the bottom of the car and hit I think it was Daniel Suarez behind him or something like that.
17 pounds.
And boom, that's what they tried to claim. But they're like, bro, there ain't 17 pounds worth of shit coming off of this car.
I know. That's a lot. That's a big chunk of metal.
NASCAR, by rule, had to disqualify the 48, meaning straight to the bottom. So their finish doesn't count, no points. That affected the championship points to the point where Alex Bowman is now out of the top 8, and Joey Logano was elevated to the top 8. So all these cars left Charlotte Sunday night thinking, damn, Joey Logano thinks like, damn, season's over. And then they get a phone call. 48 was DQ'd. We're still in it, boys.
Damn.
And if you know anything about Joey Logano and the way he drives, you give that boy house money. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling really good about accidentally betting on him to win the championship now.
Right.
On FanDuel earlier this year. Accidentally put like $10 on him to win the championship.
Accidentally.
Because I thought I was betting on him to win the race again. That's that whole fucking thing. Yeah. So, feeling really good about it now. There's 2 tracks coming up. We got Vegas this weekend, Homestead next weekend, and then Martinsville, and then Phoenix. We got 4 races left. All 4 tracks Joey Logano can run really well. And I'll tell you what, if Joey Logano wins the championship by getting in on this, it's going to be like... It's like if... I'm trying to think of like an apt football analogy. It's like if... It's like Ohio State winning the national championship on a late bullshit flag.
Okay.
But like the flag came in, like the clocks hit zeros. They did the post game pressers. Everybody packed up and went home. And then the officials were like, "Actually, we just watched the replay and we missed this call. Sorry, you lose."
The cameras come back on. The stadium's empty.
Sorry.
You see the one lone ref walk back in the field and throw a flag, and you're like, "Wait a minute."
So. It's a pretty unprecedented thing to have happen because it never happens this late in the year. Like we've never had a guy lose out on a playoff spot because of it. And I feel bad for Bowman because it had nothing to do with the driver. You know what I mean? Like he went out and drove his ass off. He was driving his fucking tits off. He was on his way to potentially getting into the round of 4 at Phoenix, and to have it snatched away from him, like that's got to be just soul crushing. Especially when it's something that you had nothing to do with. And that's got to hurt. And I feel bad for the 48 team, all the guys on that team. Hendrick's going to appeal it. I think they actually appealed it today. I haven't heard, but I doubt they're going to win it. Even though if Rick Hendrick is, he can pull some strings with his pinky ring. I don't think he's getting out of this one. Because just as big as Rick Hendrick is, Roger Penske's going to drive another driver in the championship 8 now, and he's like, "Oh no,
Right.
you cheated, sir, and you got caught." So I don't know. I doubt they're going to win the appeal. We probably won't find out till tomorrow morning if they win it or not. But as of right now, Alex Bowman is out of the playoffs, and that sucks.
Shit.
For him. Great for Joey Logano and great for potentially my wallet, but is what it be, boys. So we'll leave it there. Thank you again for everybody who joined us on Twitch and YouTube for the first time tonight. We very much appreciate it. We'll be back again on this next week. We'll be back on Facebook Live as well.
We do have a catalog of 300 plus shows that you could find on
split between 2 channels on YouTube. One of them, this one is the active one. The other one, I don't know what happened. Google was just like, "Nope, you lost it. Fuck you."
But it still pops up.
It's still there.
To, like, find it. Yeah,
it's still there, but
sucks.
they tried telling me I don't own it, and I'm like, no, I can assure you I do. Like, look at my studio. Like, I'm
the guy on the screen.
I am the guy in the standing.
I am the guy in the freaking standing. That's awesome.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Today we were a little late getting going because
sorry,
we had some technical difficulties getting everything kind of squared up here to do all this. It was our first attempt at doing all three, and
pretty good.
Things on Streamlabs just didn't go exactly as smooth as I wanted them to. But it's a work in progress. So. We will be back next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. live on the One, the Only, the New Bedford Guide. Row 1 Seat 1 on Twitch, Row 1 Seat 1 on YouTube. Be sure to give those both a subscribe and a like, and we will see y'all next Tuesday night. Enjoy Week 7. Peace.
Peace.
Go Broncos.